Got a notification for it.
Hey, here we go. What's up, everybody?
It's not appearing on my notifications though. Let me check this out.
Oh, I should check my.
Waiting for Kierman to go. Okay, no, it's loading.
Aha.
Okay, yeah, it's in. We're live, I think. I assume.
We're live. Hello, Explodinator. Yeah, it's stream time.
It is stream time. It's been a stream. It hasn't been a stream time for a while, but now we're back on it.
Yeah. So a little unexpected, and I'll let people come in for a few minutes, and then I'll say like, "What the heck's this about?" Me, you kind of get the idea with the description and the title. So,
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about Hero Factory.
Yes, the history and the entire history of Hero Factory.
The history, the 5-second history of Hero Factory.
Well, I think CCBS would be like another 5 or 10 seconds, I think.
It was cool because you know what? Hero Factory was basically made just so they can spend enough time to reboot Bionicle.
It's true.
And then
like 5 years and then
they wanted to develop a new system, and that was pretty cool, but like I guess it didn't help too much.
No, not really. You think about it. It's still great. I'm very fortunate. I give Hero Factory that, but
yeah, it was a good run. People hate Hero Factory, but I actually like it.
Oh, it says the Hangouts on Air is going away August 1st.
Oh no.
Oh.
So that's like 2 days from now.
Oh, that sucks.
This is well timed, but
why? That doesn't make any sense. Like you can't have like.
No, you can't have people on, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to.
I understand quick streaming, but if you want to have more, like I want to have Renzo and Thatch on, or like Rangus, all of us on here, then I can't do that. Then
Skype is just like it doesn't work because we don't like record our audio or anything. It's that's a shame. Well, I guess we'll have to figure out a new way. I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
It's inconvenient, bro.
It sure is. I just saw the time. I'm like, that's weird. It's out of nowhere. It's like it was with a video editor. Like it just kind of like they took it off. That was September 2017, and we were all we used to have to edit our videos, and that was disappointing. Just to put clips together, but
yeah, no, it's true. They got rid of that too. YouTube likes to get rid of things
that everyone likes or uses a lot.
It's even if like it's not super used by a ton of people, it still is convenient for some people. So the people who used it, like Kasai, who used it to edit every one of his videos, ended up getting completely destroyed. So that's why I edit his videos now. We got 4 viewers. One of them is me.
Hey, random dude with no life. How's it going?
I don't like saying that username. It makes me feel mean.
I know. Well, yeah, it's me. It's me too, man. No, yeah, I'm viewing it, so we got part of us in here. But obviously, we're here tonight because we're going to talk about Bionicle Generation 2, and it marks 3 years since its cancellation, and it's crazy to think about.
I did not know it was today. I thought it was yesterday.
It was. Well, when I did my stream, it was 3 years ago, that like the night, but it was mainly like this day. They announced at the end of July, I remember, and today was a really sucky day 3 years ago. But
oh yeah,
but it's kind of like a retrospective, like and I wanted to like talk about how so much has changed. Everything's changed since then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy to think about. It's been 3 years now. But yeah.
It is really strange to think how G2 kind of happened and then just quickly didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think it was because there was a lot of build up to it. Like everyone was so hyped that it was coming back, and when it came back, it wasn't really disappointing. I think most people were happy about it.
No, outside the story, but the sets, it was like everything I wanted. The story, it
was a pretty good like return to form year. Like it was pretty fun, and then it ended way too soon.
I remember so we had the During the Fun live stream 3 years ago. That's when me and Renzo stayed up all night pretty much to wait for the During the One last 2 episodes to release, and we did. At the end, you see this like flipping out, like crying, like flipping out. We just like, we gotta leave. We can't watch it on here. I was on mute, and I think we watched like the first scene, and I think we finished around the same time because I remember when I finished, I messaged Renzo and I said, "Well, what now?" And he's like, I don't know. This is weird. It's like, what are they gonna do? And I woke up the next morning and then I found out it's canceled. And I was I couldn't believe it. I thought I was like dreaming. So I was like, wait, no. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
it wasn't a dream.
Well, I didn't think I was dumb, and I didn't think that like anything. I didn't think it was. I thought it was better than it actually was. I thought it was. It wasn't as bad as it actually ended up being because I saw it or I saw the end, and I was like, oh, so does this mean they're going to do like something new for the next year or something? Like I thought they were finished like with the Okoto story or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's something I thought about too. Is I mean, we heard about the rumors beforehand. It was like heavily rumored, like, oh, Bionicle is going to be canceled after 2017. But we were thinking after 2017 it was just 2016, the middle of the year. So we
Yeah, it
wanted
came out of nowhere.
we wanted the third year, and I think that's why Renzo thought like and I thought like we were just going to have a different side story for last year. But it made sense obviously now with poor sales and but it's crazy. I feel like it feels like yesterday when that was announced, and I just um, but
Everyone was disappointed.
yeah,
That
but
whole
I
day was
feel
pretty
like
gross.
yeah, I kind of feel like if it wasn't canceled, like well, not what but when we got on our third year, so on and so forth. I think we probably wouldn't. I don't know if it became more successful, probably wouldn't on longer, obviously. But I realized how when it was announced canceled, I thought that was it. I thought I wasn't really gonna make any Bionicle videos, and I wasn't gonna give up like right then and there. I wasn't determined to, but after like a year, I thought I was gonna stop until we met Kasai during the fun stream, and then it just went off from there because we met Thatch, and then we got the Hapori formed, and it just skyrocketed, and it just I can't believe it. And I still to this day, and I'm so thankful and grateful that that happened because said I would have been gone in that community within the next year. I'm just thinking about it as I didn't really think about too much as I didn't come to that situation, but it's something I thought about.
Here's the thing, Exploitator. It absolutely was. There a big part of it was poor sales. They
Yeah,
don't
I just
want
saw.
to say that their products are selling badly. They
No.
never a company does never never wants to come out and actually say that. So
Yeah, I
they
would
really
say. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
unless it's like I don't know, unless it was like unless literally nobody bought the sets when they came out, then they would be like Lego loses their biggest whatever financial drop. But the writing was on the wall. I mean, there were so many sets that were like on shelves. Like it was I think the Protector of Stone sold pretty badly over here, at least on my end. He was
Yeah,
always in Toys R Us. There were like so many of them. And I used to think that was I honestly used to think that was due to like I thought if a set was still on the shelves, I thought it was because it was selling good. But then the Scooby Doo set stayed on there for long, and I realized that no, that means that they're not selling very good.
oh boy.
And when they drop the price and stuff, that means that usually a product was not selling well. And most of the G2 sets were there. Like most of the G2 sets were sold out, but it was always like two protectors that people just didn't care about. And Iker or Ikir or Ikir or whatever.
Yeah,
For some
and
reason there was always copy. There was always a copy of him. So I don't know.
I would see Akita a lot too. But I say poor sales because it makes the most sense. I mean, like I said, Renzo said that they had a whole story planned out. They had like third year and everything. What else would they? They didn't have. Like I said, it makes the most sense that it was poor
Right.
sales.
They wouldn't have canceled it that soon
No.
if it was for poor
Yeah,
sale.
I just think so too.
Are we
Um,
lagging? What's going on here?
we got a whole lot going on. Sorry guys, me and Renzo's going, so I'm gonna go through the comments real quick. Hey Storm, how you doing, man? I can't wait to see your brick fair. What's up, another? Oh, you're going to the brick fair. Hope to see you there.
Nether of Rio, yeah.
Say hello. I'm not gonna be able to make a brick fair this year. I'm sorry, man. Hope you can next year. It's really caught up to right now.
Random dude with no life asks, do you think G3 will ever actually be a thing? This is the tough question, my friend.
I completely. I saw the Storm's comment. I just read down from there, but that the one comment up. I think it's possible. It's kind of like 50-50. You never know. It could be like you think you're in doubt, and like if G2 doesn't
Right.
work, they'll go a second try. But who knows?
Sorry, Nether, I forgot.
That just happens. So I say it's possible.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think it's likely anytime soon. I think G2 hit it like really hard. I think that was like Lego like, oh, okay, well, cuz they straight up they don't even do CCBS anymore. They're just done with that. So
Yeah.
it's clear that there was a sign that they realized, oh, these sets don't really sell, you know. Um Maybe eventually Christian Faber's doing something. I don't know what it is. It's not going to be anything big. Like people keep thinking that he's going to like that Lego's going to make sets again, and that's not going to be what's going to happen.
No.
Christian Faber isn't. He's not even like part of Lego anymore, is he?
I don't believe he is.
No, so he has no ties. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. Maybe G3 is coming out and it's going to be crazy. I don't know. I have legitimately no idea. Um, the lack of marketing for G2 was so gross. Like they put out the first sign. First of all, Nexonites was a brand new theme that came out after G2,
Yep.
and they had a TV show right off the bat. Bionicle gave us like 2 minute, 1 minute and a half or whatever animations online on YouTube. So, I
And then
mean,
we
the
got
writing was on the wall.
yeah, and then we got the Netflix show the next year, which is the second year.
It's a step up, but it was still
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah, like I would have made more sense if you had it right off the bat when it started, but
My opinions on Journey to One have like gone down over the
oh
years.
yeah, I mean,
I used to, like when I first watched those first two episodes, I was like, "Holy mackerel, this is really good."
yeah,
And
no,
now
the
I'm just like,
writing,
"Ew."
no, it's like they can't take. The thing with G2 is that it was too simplistic. They couldn't,
Mhm.
they couldn't go above that, and I think Journey to One was trying to, but it was kind of restricting itself in many ways. Like the animation's like the best part. That's really it. The writing is not that. The dialogue, the
Right.
characters, I don't want. It did not age well. Like I said, I was so happy, excited for it because it was a Bionicle TV show. So of course I'm gonna love it. But I'm not
There's
gonna.
things I like about it. I think
Yeah,
like
not all is bad. But
I do like moments from the final episode, even though I think the ending is stupid.
yeah,
And I think episode 3 is decent overall, but still got a lot of weird moments. I love when Akimu's like just like he's like I'm going to leave, and then he becomes a big light man, and it's like what? Okay,
yeah, it just happens out of nowhere, and
yeah.
there's a lot of abrupt stuff that
We're
comes up.
probably getting ahead of ourselves though.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll go down the lane a little bit. I'll just read through the comment real quick of
yeah, there's plenty of comments here.
yeah. Like I said, the animation is perfect. Oh man, it's my favorite part of the entire. Like that's the reason just to rewatch it again. It's just to see the characters move. The character designs are obviously just like the sets, a bit more mechanical, so they didn't look as Lego as anything else. But
I don't think people understand that the less time you put into something, the less time you're going to have to develop something. Um,
right,
JTO had like what, 5 episodes in total, including the prequel thing.
yeah,
Um,
pretty much.
well, that was just a recap though.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just 4 episodes,
yeah, so main
which
4 episodes. That is not nearly enough time to develop anything.
no,
You can't write characters. I mean, you can try, but they're going to feel really lazy. You can't really do arcs either. I mean, Pohatu kind of has an arc, but he's one of the worst characters in the show.
yeah, it's barely there too.
Yeah, no, it's barely. It's clear. It's literally just it's the bare minimum they could have done, and it makes no sense. I don't really understand. Bionicle was a huge theme back in the day, and
Yeah,
they knew that bringing back. They were building up so much hype. The leaks were like probably the most. I want to say they're probably the most talked about Lego leaks of like all time. Um,
yeah.
because
I mean, I know a lot of people don't like system community is not a big fan of Bionicle, but
oh yeah,
I just remember
there
still
was
being a
so much
Bionicle
hype
fan.
behind like
Yeah,
a black and white leak that might
yeah.
have been
I
fake.
just I think I just heard about that the most. Is there was like leaks around that same time for other stuff, but it wasn't as hyped up as
Yeah,
Bionicle was.
I mean, I was one of the people who like I was not into like Lego leaks or like the community at all, and I stumbled across the TTV like new set leak, Bionicle rumor or whatever, and I'm like, what? Uh, this message is held for review. That he was an ass, but still. Do you want me to show or hide that comment?
Oh my! Oh yeah, you have a.
I have oh, it's like if he swears, I can actually.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's not. He's just an ass. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You
Why
said
would they
it
waste
anyway,
money
so
on
it's not a
making
big deal.
fake pure? Yeah, exactly. They made
Don't,
carrot gold masks instead of actual proper commercials that played on TV.
yeah,
Something
all you do is take a picture of your stove that looks like a face, and that's it. You know,
that was like the laziest contest ever. It was just like, hey, find things that vaguely look like Bionicle masks.
it should have been
Like
like a building contest, like they
that
always.
makes more. They did do building contests at the
Yeah,
beginning. I
if
think.
that was for like Makuta winning the art book, that was the perfect reason. Why just like make your own Toa, make your own element? Like,
I maybe I'm dumb, but I feel bad about the Makuta contest because I don't actually know like. As far as I'm aware, they weren't really too output about like I think they announced the winners, but I never actually saw like any of the prizes get like unboxed or any like I never saw anybody actually like talk about the prizes or anything besides the art books. I see the art book
yeah,
all the time, but
I
like
you know,
I haven't seen anybody or heard anybody talking about the sets that they all got, so I have no idea what happened there. Maybe it was some like foreign guy who didn't like make YouTube videos and he was just I don't know, he just got it and never talked about it. I have no idea. It's strange. I never saw anything from that. That was really weird. Um
yeah.
uh
Uh, random dude. It was just you just said, the A word.
yeah, no, comments get held for review. So if you say
Yeah,
something, if
that's.
you say a naughty word in the chat, I as a moderator, I get to like choose if I can show the comment or not.
I think
Um
everybody understands it.
Okoto can do that too, but
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Just don't say anything
I mean,
else.
yeah, don't drop the F bomb or anything
Yeah,
like
or anything else like that. I'm sure you know. So it's not. No, it's not a big deal. Um, yeah, I
yeah.
remember. Yeah, I know it's the Makuta build. I have JT of Makuta now. I don't think I ever really showed him a tail belt. As I did a stream a couple years building it with the sets I have, like
Yeah, I remember that.
but I have like a separate. I'm gonna go fetch him shortly, but horrible build. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but horrible for like posing or
Oh
standing.
yeah, the JTO Makuta.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him real quick if you don't mind. It's gonna be like
Okay, I'll fill out I'll distract everyone. That contest was really strange because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, cool! They're doing a mock contest. This is really cool." And a lot of people were in on it. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." I'm pretty sure everyone I know, maybe not everyone I know, but most of the Hapori probably made a Makuta. I think that was just a thing. Because I made a Makuta. Okoto, I don't think made a Makuta. Actually, I don't think Okoto made a Makuta. I know Thatch made a Makuta. Kasai definitely made a Makuta. Rangus made a Makuta. Pretty much, I know most people who made a Makuta. I made a couple Makutas actually. It took me a couple times to get. Looking back on that mock though, it's really gross.
yeah.
I don't like that mock at all.
See, if he didn't have the staff, he would have been done for.
Yeah, there he is.
So I bought this from one of my buddies who got the 3D printed mask.
Oh
and
yeah,
a golden one too last year in September. They're pretty cool. They're really so.
Kind of is a mess. You know what?
Yeah, it is.
It's an impressive combo model. There's a lot going on with him, but he is a weirdo.
Yeah, weird build, and it was just when I was building, I was like, "This is weird."
It was so confusing. I had to wait till like LJ put out his video about it.
Oh yeah, that's how I was even able to build it. Is I saw the instructions online, and it was just like,
Hey, there's Comrade saying Overlord Makuta was better. He was. I built him kind of, not quite. I built like a weird rough skeleton of him. But I really liked the build from what I got. He was really solid.
I think Overlord's the best one that was made.
I never built Brawler. I never actually saw what Brawler.
No, he looks more like a better build, like more
He looks more
stabilized.
sturdy than JTO Makuta.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm standing up right now. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah.
You probably don't remember, but by chance, do you know what gold paint you used?
No, that it was like the person that I bought J2 Makuta from in the mask. So I think it's just like normal gold spray paint. I'm not sure what brand. I'll have to ask the person when I speak to them again. But Yeah, I don't know if it kind of gets you a better idea of seeing it, but it's just like a normal gold, like a little brighter. But yeah,
I was trying to transition from talking about this because I didn't want to get into a discussion when you weren't there.
no, it's fine. I appreciate that. So I should have gotten him earlier. And also another thing with JTO, he attempts to have a gearbox and it's horrible.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe. Actually, I think Brawler does. I don't know if Overlord does. I doubt he does. He's such a big.
I know. I don't think he does.
Yeah, but man, I saw remnants of him when I was at Thatch's house, and it was awesome. Like, to see little parts of him.
That's just ripped him apart over the years.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna do? They're awesome mocks, but got parts. So.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to build than the Throne Makuta. Yes. Yeah, the Throne Makuta is pretty cool. That's another one we didn't mention, but that one's pretty cool. The skull heads.
I mean, I wish. Can you read my last comments? I didn't see your last comment. Your last comment is one of the best parts of the G1 ads is that even though the sets are Lego, they don't look out of place or in the organic GC background. I don't know what you're really talking about, man.
The CG. He's just like.
I mean, I think he meant CG, but I don't even know what he's talking about.
Not like.
One of the best parts of the CG.
Yeah. Yeah, like the background, the CGI backgrounds, the environment they would be in, but they didn't look
like
out
the
of
2D aesthetic of a lot of the things. Like the elements were all like 2D. I think it was probably just like painted on or whatever.
Sorry, I'm just there's a lot of comments coming through, and we're just going on a discussion here. Comrade, I didn't know he had Overlord Makuta, but that's pretty cool.
I'm sad because that Throne Makuta had exclusive pieces, and that makes me really mad.
Yeah, that's true. I like how they returned to Makuta's original idea of being a shapeshifter.
Not really.
No, not really. He
didn't do anything with him. He just stood there.
They just had different looks for him. I guess I don't know. They should have stick with Overlord. I'm sorry, but that's like the best. You know, obviously the best one for look during the one. But this is just different looks for him, versions. So,
I think he means like when he's got his weird goo form in the first couple episodes where he's just like a black like
black flame blob,
right? And then he turned into a physical guy or whatever, and then he was in the Shadow Realm and he was perfectly fine, but then he was like he made his way out of the Shadow Realm to become a physical, and then he was like free, but then he wasn't because the Toa shot him, and it was really weird and confusing.
Yeah, after numerous rewatches of the last episode during the one when Makuta's coming through that portal, they just reused Umarax's like.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to complain about that.
Yeah,
that bothered me even when I watched it. I was like, "That's just Umarax's scream. Can you not?"
That's not Makuta.
It didn't even record a new scream. They were just that last episode is so rushed, like so rushed.
Yeah. Oh, another's asking best Bionicle movie.
I don't know if I mean Legends of Metro Nui is probably the best one.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. Because
the first one's really awkward.
Yeah, and it's just like Lord of the Rings. So I think
the third one is really weird and like a ripoff of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Kind of, not quite.
Legends of Metro Nui is like its own thing. It's not like it just follows the Mask like just follows that type of like Lord of the Rings story. Like you got two little people that have this one golden item. They gotta go find it or destroy it, whatever they need to do, and they're being hunted by. It's just like it follows the whole way through. I don't really care for One of the Shadows. I think I said this before. When I tried watching, I was little. That's the only Bionicle movie I couldn't watch. I always would fall asleep and wake up during the credits.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I remember renting it from Best Buy, or not Best Buy, Blockbuster when I was a kid.
I did too. That's how.
And I remember that I watched it. I rented it. I watched it with my grandma, but then I remember not even remembering what happened at the end of the movie. I just remember the opening scene because it's really weird and freaky.
Yeah. I think it was because it was very dull and not as vibrant as the other movies were at the time.
It's really boring.
I was excited for Legend Reborn, but obviously it's a horrible movie. Looking back on it, I mean, it's a kid
movie. You know what? I think Legend Reborn's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, well, I know they're kids' movies. I'm critiquing or something, but like how I really enjoy them, like
Legend of Metro Nui is pretty decent.
Yeah, I always always get something out of it. It's still, it's a dumb movie overall. That's a kids movie. That's what's supposed to be, as far as I'm aware. But I think Legend Reborn was my favorite growing up because it was such a different animation style, and I love Matsumoto's voice.
You know what? I actually do prefer that style of character. Like, I prefer the more set accurate animation as opposed to the weird G1 gross organic look that they did. Yeah. I know people like that style, but I just don't. It like makes the characters look really strange.
I couldn't tell. Vakama is the one that doesn't look like no Kama doesn't look like anything like her mask. So I always thought, oh, they put a different Toa in this movie, and it took me years to realize that. Legends of Metro Nui, the whole saga 2004 was a flashback. In 2005, I thought they were separate Toa, like new Toa every year.
That's fair. Without context, it's really strange.
Yeah, it didn't look like, especially the 2008, the Fantoka and Mystica, like themselves.
It's even worse if you watch if you actually finish Legends of Metro Nui and then you watch the what's it called Web of Shadows. It's really confusing. And yeah, Takua and Jowler have like weird purple abs. It's gross.
Yeah, Explanator said I hate the way you can see Takua's gross mouth sometimes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never really paid attention to that, but
I don't like their voices. I especially don't like Jowler's voice because he's Moro, who's my least favorite Ninjago character.
Yeah, same voice actor from Ninjago. Yeah,
he just screams all the time, and I don't like it.
I just want to answer this question real quick. Comrade Wolfie asked, top 5 favorite G2 sets. Renzo, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, well, for me, it's Ikimu versus Skull Grinder, or from Maskmaker versus Skull Grinder. Love that set. That was like, when I saw a picture of that set, I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, well, the first thing that popped in my mind was like, oh my god, we got Matsunui, this story way in the beginning here.
I was surprised we got him so fast. I was really happy.
I couldn't believe it.
That set was fun. I really like Tahu Master. He's probably the best Toa Master in my opinion. He's so much fun to play around with. Umarak the Destroyer, because I like weird big guys. Umarak the Hunter. Wait, how many did I count down? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Then one more, I guess.
Guitar.
No. I liked. That is kind of hard because the Skull villains are kind of weak looking back at it. I like a lot of the Skull villains, but they are kind of weak.
Yeah. 2016 sets. Those are the ones I have in display outside.
I like Utstar. That's a weird one to say, but
for creature,
Lord, I actually like Lord of Skull Spiders. He's awkward, but I like him.
Yeah, well, that gripping,
it's a fun gimmick. I like playing around with him. Those are my favorites.
All right, I'm gonna go down from. It's very similar to Renzo's.
That was not in order, by the way. I like Umarak the Hunter the most out of any of them.
For number 5, I'm gonna say Umarak the Destroyer.
Big lad.
Yeah. 4, I'm gonna go with. I'm looking at 2016 sets. So I had the other 3. You've already said them. Like the ones I really like. I really love Tahu Uniter. I know it's kind of like a choice pick, but I really like him a lot. Just a really fun figure to play with, and just a nice simple build. Then I'm going to have to go with Maskmaker for Skull Grinder as my 3rd. Second would be Umarak the Hunter, and number 1 would be this guy. I always get like a kick out of him. That's why it's just like it's such a fun build, simple, and it's just so there's a lot you can play with him. It's like when I had that set in Protector of Fire, I just played for hours with that.
There you go. It was delayed on the stream, so I finally saw you pick up Tahu. I was like, oh, there you go.
Ooh. Yeah, it's delayed, and I get my comments delayed, so that's why if I don't see it on time, everybody,
okay,
we're in the middle of discussion. Can we discuss whether or not the Skull Raiders are actually undead or not? Because they don't seem to be.
They're undead. They're skeletons.
No, yeah. Well, actually, we'll bring the books up, but if you read the 3rd chapter book, Escape from the Underworld, it basically sheds a light upon Cult's story and everyone else.
They're cool. No, I like them. And also, I really like the idea that they don't really explain it in the story, but I really like the idea how Culta's basically got, because they each have a piece of trans orange in them. So that's Culta's energy. It's really cool.
That is cool. Yeah, like at least like one armor piece, like Skull Slicer.
Skull Slicer literally has one. Well, his weapon too, but yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
then the one bit that they said that he used to be like a champion of the arena, that was like my favorite thing.
the oh my god, Hammer Flush.
Hammer Flush. They don't do anything with it, but it would. I mean, it was really cool that
But
they actually.
that was a bit more world building, which I wanted to see. But
That
obviously,
episode I actually kind of like in the animations because it's really like weird and like he's jumping. Nothing happens. He just like jumps around for a little bit, but it's a fun idea if they did it better.
yeah. I think I'm going to scale it around a little bit. You guys can still ask questions, but I think we're going like back to 2015, 16.
That's
I kind of
true.
the way I want to go with this, we just
Mm-hmm.
start from 2015 and go up to its cancellation, just to cover as much as we can and talk about how we, still, it's our opinions. They could, they pretty much are the same, I'm assuming. But
Mostly, yeah.
yeah, or there's some ideas we felt like it's been 3 years since we really talked about extensively about this, this series of, this generation bio. As I say, this series, but it's not like a TV show, what it was. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oh, can I just say I love a City Arena online game where you play as custom codings and play sports in the arena. I've not played that, but I've heard about it, I believe.
He said, "I'd love a City Arena online game," so
I
it doesn't exist.
made something like that. I'm not.
Somebody did do the Okoten online game, but I
Yeah,
don't think it was like 2D. I don't think it was much, but
yeah.
obviously it's not as well held up as Monog. But
Oh yeah.
also, I just want to say really quick, random dude with no life. I like Play Stipling's Ice Spider Queen. Fun fact, I recommended that. I'm sorry, I needed to get my little dumb
No, you're fine,
advertisement.
man.
That was my mock. I was so happy that I got it in. I was like, yes.
I remember that.
Anyway,
It was crazy. I was like, what? Renzo got
we can begin to shift if you want to, though.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the comments. Sorry, guys. When reading through that comment, there's like, I mean, it's only 5 people, but I'm already overwhelmed. So,
Yeah.
Can we talk about the so-called? Yeah. Okay, so scaling it all the way back to 2015, 2014 mainly, as G2 was announced in like September at New York Comic Con, I remember, but also a few months before that, around July, around this time, I think around 4 to 5 years ago, we had the leak of the little display shelf of the G2 sets, and it gave us a good idea, and everyone was pretty convinced that it was real, and it was kind of 50-50 a little bit, maybe 75 for real and then 25 for being fake, because I thought it was real. I believed it. I was like, I don't know if anyone can really think of like a cool design like that. As I saw Tahu like holding out the mask of light, like they didn't have anything like that.
Even as a kid, I was like, I mean, if it was fake, I would have believed it anyways, because I was a dumb kid, so I would have been like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah, I was totally hooked when I saw the close-up, preliminary boxes and everything. I was like, all right, that's it. They are making Bionicle again. And when they released official pictures, and they talked about it in New York Comic Con, the story and everything, its official return, that was so satisfying to hear about. It's crazy that it just. I think it was it was so hyped up, and it was a great panel. I remember I think I remember it being. I don't know. It's like I think I watched a recording of it. The one that does exist, if someone took a video of it. I remember just being so happy that it was so promising. And now looking back on, I think they weren't true to their word. And I think I was obviously disappointed at how they handled G2 in some aspects. But the sets, 2015 Winter Wave, probably one of my favorite waves of if not my favorite wave of Bionicle sets ever, hands down. Because you got the 6 protectors, 6 small heroes, 6 the main heroes, and then you got the one main villain of the wave, the Lord Skull Spiders. And I like him. I got a little touch from him. He's not the greatest set, but it's fun to mess around with. Capture protectors or have him fight the toe or anything. And I like to have the little Skull Spiders as always in the mask. That was a nice little thing. You have a little enemy to fight, but they were pointless. They were like little squirms, little squirts to fight around with. Yeah, Renzo, you got anything to say about the 2015 Winter Wave?
Well, 2015 was really cool because I, like a maniac, I went to the Lego store on a couple days after they came out. It was after Christmas and all that. Well, I mean, yeah, it was actually a couple days after Christmas. It would have been like maybe a week after Christmas. But so the sets had just came out. And it was freezing cold outside, but we decided to take a car down to the city and then go on a public train, and it was freezing. But we hit the Lego store, And I convinced my grandma, God bless her soul for doing this. She bought pretty much every one except 3 protectors because there were not.
Triminy.
And it was like the prices are a lot more radical over here, so it was like $200 and almost $230.
Oh my god!
And yeah, I so thankful for her doing that for me. I would never ask for that nowadays. That's ridiculous, but that was crazy. Um, it was insane. And then yeah, I had to get the first set I ever built was Nilku. That was the first set I ever built. Fun fact, he didn't even have a name.
Just Protector Stone until later that year. Thank you, Ryder Wimham.
He did not have a name, which was really funny. And now it's weird because now I only think of their names, but now I never call them Protector Stone anymore. But there was a weird period of time where like they had just gotten a name and like I hadn't like memorized them yet, so I kept having to be like Protector of I don't remember his name. Like it was really strange.
Yeah, it took a while, but
now I just remember all their names because
I don't remember. I remember all the original because I worked with having those names in videos, but their ancestors, I don't remember their ancestors' names before them. They were
I know one of them is no, I actually don't. One of them ends with a U, I think. I don't know.
Jesus. Well, we got Nelku,
like Bombdu or something. Something weird like that.
Yeah.
Right. What's Ragmonk? That's a Ninjago villain.
Yeah, that's one of the Vermilion generals.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds
Schmack.
Oh yeah, he's here.
This whole chat's blowing up.
He's idly sitting by his phone next to a
came here looking for answers. I don't know if I can provide you answers, but you can ask away.
You can ask answers. We won't.
Well, I don't know what he's asking, but I'm just gonna.
Yeah, no, but there was that, and that was crazy. The only sets that I didn't get right off the bat, funnily enough, the character that I used probably the most in like Biorama, Narmoto, I didn't even get him till like way later. I actually had to send my brother. I was out at a friend's house one day, and I was like, "Cam, can you go pick up these sets because you guys are going out?" And he's like, "Okay." So he got Korgot, Narmoto, and Vizuna, and that was crazy. I was so hyped. I was so happy to finally have these sets. I did this thing where I remember I kept laying all the sets out from that wave on a table that I had downstairs, and I just like posed, I would just pose and look at them, not even take pictures, just look at them. And I would play games with my brother like a weirdo, and we came up with our own. Every time like a new episode came out, we would like play that episode, but it would be longer and more intense. Like the battle with Lost ended in like, this is stupid. Nobody cares about any of this.
10 or 20 seconds. It's nice to hear. So
it's funny to think I was like I was a teenager, I'm pretty sure, when this was happening. So it's just funny to hear how this was only a couple years ago, but I'm describing it like I was a little kid. But I was like, yeah, it was ridiculous. But no, 2015 was so like, even the dumb animations, I got hyped after every single one I watched. I was just like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? And then when I saw the skeleton hand come out, I was like, oh man. I remember I got really excited when I watched that last episode too, because I was like, oh, it's longer than usual, and then it was just because of credits, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, but that was that, and that was really it was a fun time to be alive for sure. I started getting big into the community too. That was like, I had never been in like a Lego community before until like Bionicle was released. It really was just the kickstart that like got my channel started, because I didn't really have anything before, and then I met a bunch of people, and it's all through Bionicle. So Bionicle saves the day. Woohoo! Yeah.
Friggin' Fats is in a hotel because he's gonna be going to Breakfast, Virginia, like Vanu and I am. So
when I keep asking, when do the exhibitor days start?
It starts tomorrow.
It does start tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, I can't make it till Thursday.
Right.
But
are you an exhibitor?
I am, but
okay.
I can't come tomorrow. Like I said, it's my room. We didn't get earlier today to check out the room. It's a whole thing, so we try to get a day earlier, but because they didn't announce the days, we got the rooms as soon as we got like a week after. I think I came back last year, not even. So
You got the rooms?
yeah, because they
You booked them? Holy crap!
yeah, my mom did. That was
Wow.
crazy. But yeah, so well, it's fun looking back on 2015, this especially the winter wave. I think it's like a time in my life I will never forget. I think it's just like it's like the peak of everything. But hearing from you is I've been, that's how I got the new Renzo. So if it weren't for G2, I wouldn't be talking to him today. So
Exactly.
it would have been weird.
It's crazy how it all works like that.
It sure does. And we went on to well, I'm not trying to jump ahead of myself too much, but he would make Biorama, and
I went on to start a weird podcast channel and then dump that podcast channel and
I
then
was going to
make
mention that started in 2016, but we'll crawl out to that a little bit. We're
Fair
going
enough.
through our whole history here. Jesus Lord, G2's like entwined, in all of this.
How do y'all feel about people like Bingzak and Harvali?
I like Harvali. Bingzak didn't get as much development, but I like for what he was going to be. I thought he was going to be the next protector of jungle, like out of the bat as soon as he introduced, like kind of like how
Toro.
Yeah. But, you kind of had like a Hyuki in G1 where he would become a Toa later on with hanging around Toa Leeway, hanging around the Toa protectors, and becoming the next.
Be sure to say hi to Wombat Combat for me, Renzo. I'm not going. I wish I was. Tell Okoto to say hi to Wombat Combat. He's going.
I have no idea. I've heard that person, but I have not.
You don't watch Wombat Combat?
I do not.
He made all those. I'm surprised, actually. He made a lot of like classic mock videos, and I was like, whoa, I'm surprised you haven't seen him.
I shall give him a view very soon.
Thatch will probably say hi to him. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, Thatch knows him more than I do, as you mentioned before.
Bingzak should have killed Makuta.
Oh my god.
He just jumps in the way and just like has a sword.
Yeah, it's like right before all the 6 Toa make their
I
blast.
would like to see him in the freaking I really would have liked to see him like in the final battle in the city. That would have been fun. Even in the background or something like that. That'd be fun.
Actually, Renzo's going to Brick Fair 2013.
Yeah, I am, guys. Count the days backwards.
Time travel.
Yep.
When that's invented. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That kind of threw me off. But
legit though, if I did have access to time travel, I would go back to Brick Fair 2017, and everyone would be really scared because they'd be like, "How did you get here?" And I'd be like,
I won't. I can't tell.
I can't say. I mean, if you tell someone about time travel, it ceases.
Well, I mean, if you pull in with a DeLorean, it won't be. You can't hide that or TARDIS.
I'll just put a tarp on it.
Yeah, it's fine. It just pulls on more.
There were just things in the books, though. Okay, yeah, I'll let you continue.
They were entwined with the story. Like they were more like the jungle, the the villagers. That's what mainly both of them were. I like Harvali a lot because she had more development. Like she was like kind of like an archaeologist, adventurer. And I liked how they kind of went after her. She was like a little damsel in distress, but that was fine. She was her own independent and strong female character. It seemed like she was like 7 for herself. So from what I remember, she was in the second chapter book, and I like that because it focused on the protectors. But the first book, for like the first half, where the Toa are going for like the quest for their mask, it's pretty good because you get like more light shedded on like how the protectors freaking call the Toa upon the stars, even the Mask of Time. I had to think there for a second. It's been a little while. The Temple of Time, and then that's how you make Bingzak. Milk comes and helps him, and I like that. And then just how the Toa arrived, mainly Bahatsu, and you see it scattered around a little bit. But as soon as they went to the city of the mask makers, it was just like it was like the screenplay that they just took right out from the animations and just put them in there. Like I think Ryder Windham, the author of all 3 of the chapter books, did a good job. Just the first one is the only one I think.
I think it's because they were still developing the story when he came in.
Oh yeah, certainly. I think so.
The third book though is really good. I mean, the books get better. They definitely do.
I think the third book is my favorite. I think it just fleshes out more everything. It's like I
also think it's. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Go ahead.
I think it's because the first 2 books just kind of rely on the story that we've seen literally a million times.
Yeah.
It's because they told it. We got website descriptions, the animations, we got commercials. They were all telling the exact same story over and over again. We heard it a million times. The Toa, they land on Okoto and they go to go find their masks, and then they go fight the Lord of Skullspire. We know that over and over again. So both of the first two books they both follow that same story. Although the second book kind of takes a new perspective, which is nice. I really appreciate that. Looking at the Protectors instead, it's a lot more interesting. And then the third book is a completely original story. There's no, it's its own thing. So that's why it's my favorite.
Right before During the One, but I like how book 2 sheds light on like what happens to the Lord of Skullspiders after, and you see big Protectors. I think they get a lot more development. You kind of get their feel of personality. But I see how I can just tell by reading it how kind of like writer Wimham was kind of restricted of what he was working with. Because, like I said, they didn't want to go. They want to keep it simplistic, and I think it was because they did it way too much. Like when I first heard about that, I was like, "All right, that's fine." As I was already confused about. I'm still confused to this day. I think 2008 is like the only Bionicle year I don't know really anything about except for Montanui Rising. It's part of like the battle for Cardanui, and it's just like it's a little thoughts and memories. But that year I don't know anything else. I have one of the chapter books, but that's it. That's like I gotta do some research. But it was so complicated for me to understand. I don't think. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like throw down people, but I know there's like one Bionicle fan that does remember every single thing or like know every single thing because there's so much to tell. I shoot me now, but I think maybe Bionicle has a more extensive storyline than maybe Star Wars. Star Wars is pretty big. It's not kind of like Legends or but there's a lot to Star Wars obviously. But Bionicle is like so convoluted and so like jam packed. Like
G1, yeah, absolutely.
G1, yeah, not G2, obviously.
G1's backstory is literally like it's like trying to read like not the Bible, but it's like it is like trying to get into like a deep lore thing that you don't understand. But it's like, who are these people? What are their deal? I don't understand any of this. They bring up things like people like Helrix, and like everyone's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have the story serials, and a lot of people are like, what? What's that? I got to read those. Like, I haven't read those because it's just like there's so much. There's like more and more. But I love that it's endless story time. But there's a time, like there was going to be even after we got cut off because there was going to be dinosaurs later on in further years and more serials. Like it was just only going to get bigger from there.
We were on a friggin' planet or whatever.
Yeah, it was crazy. As soon as they went the Bar Magna, it just went crazy from there. And
right. I think honestly 2010 was like where it just like dropped the ball. Like it got way too there's just so much even happening.
Yeah, I mean, they had to put a lot to wrap it up.
2010 or 2008 feels like they're actually like wrapping up. They're doing like a big final battle thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the way I looked at it, just real quick. That was like I think like the first 8 years was like their main story, their first kind of like arc wrap up, like what they're working with, and then that's why 2009 was like a fresh start. It was characters we didn't know, and the world wasn't as interesting. I think the world's pretty interesting. I like parts of it. Not as interesting as G1, but it's a whole desert land. But hearing about the different tribes and Glatorian and how the gladiators fighting for like one another.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. I think it's fine.
I thought that was interesting. It's a different take. What do you want to do the same thing over and over again for years and let it get old? Because, like I said, it was prospering, but I understand why that was a big risk they took, and it sadly it kind of
yeah.
That's what
it definitely started to slow down G1's momentum.
Yeah, but it was so it became more than just a toy line. It became like its own living thing, like a franchise.
Yeah.
Not trying to like overboard Bionicle, but it's just kind of way I've seen it. Yeah.
It's a lot of it is just like weird, like there'll be things that are really weird and specific. Like I'm not gonna sit here and tell everyone that I know anything about G1's story. I barely know anything about. I know the basics of each year. That's pretty much it. Any like the side stories, anything like that, I have no idea. The only thing I really like, the only kind of side stories I even remember are probably from the Ignition film, that the 3-hour long.
I love that movie. I
think I actually gave up at the end. I don't think I actually finished it.
I don't blame you. Gotta watch that. I think if it was like released as a series, like how books were, I think that would have been like a whole season. Like you can just watch through. But that's like a Lord of the Rings movie.
3 hours, man.
Yeah, he had all the chapter books and the story serials, which I was surprised about. Is the story series they made sense to include it. They were a big part of the year, but I was surprised.
It's just I think it's too much. I think it kind of loses a lot of its pacing. Like there's so much going on that it kind of almost, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's done well. It's It is. I actually liked what I saw. The voice acting is really good in it for the most part. I actually contacted the guy who did Kalma's voice in that movie to ask if he wanted to voice anything, but he never got back to me. That was a big thing, but Makuti.
I'm just grabbing the some of the books here. Well, everyone's saying this is the Bible, and I don't blame them. It's a pretty great Bible that Makuta's Guide to the Universe. It's a great book. I still have to really go through it, but it's still, I got it in the hardcover because I know in paperback it's not that great. But yeah, we're kind of straying off the G1, but we'll talk about that more. But it's interesting to talk about how different that is.
Right. They're completely different, but I appreciate that they're different. I like G2 for trying to, at least, I know people are gonna kill me for this, but I actually like the fact that it tried to make the story more simplistic because G1 was so like overbloated.
Right. If everyone, you can just hop right in, but it was like I said,
Right.
too simplistic.
It's too simple. There's not much there.
Yeah.
And it's not like a lot of people don't understand, especially people making TV shows. A lot of people don't understand that you don't have to dumb something down so much. You can have things be more mature, but you don't just, I mean, you can make things a little bit more mature, and you can make things have some like things that'll make you think, but you don't have to. A lot of people think that telling a deep story is just like coming up with weird lore that doesn't make any sense. Making a good story is pretty much just have good writing, right? It doesn't matter if the story is about dudes going camping or something like that. If it's a good story, I don't know. People kind of overcomplicate Bionicle. People praise Bionicle because it's got this super, super crazy, like, deep lore. And I like G2 because it kind of scaled it back a bit, but at the same time, it was too scaled back, and they didn't even focus on like any of the side stuff, and that's what I don't like. Because you got to develop a world, right? And G2 barely developed a world. They developed ideas for a world, but they didn't actually go through with any of it. Like early on in the website, they were like, "Oh, Bionic Umarak, Umarak is Umarak is 1,000 years old, and he was born with the island, and he was born with the creatures," or whatever like that. And I thought that was interesting, but they don't explain any of that. They don't show that in Journey to One at all. They just kind of briefly mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'm going off on a tangent. I apologize. I'll be right back.
We're both going, it's all good. It's part of the discussion.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. You hold up the fort, my friend.
Okay. I think we're going to slide a little bit into...
Yeah, get more into the G2 discussion. I'm going on a ramble.
No, you're good. All good. That's part of the discussion. That's what we got to talk about, Yeah, I think I liked about the books was seeing the culture of the Akotans. Yeah, we got a little taste of that. I got so they released 5 throughout G2's run. We had the 3 chapter books, Island of the Lost Mask, Revenge of the Skull Spiders, and Escape from the Underworld, and then the 2 graphic novels, which I liked the art for. It was pretty interesting. The Gathering of Toa and the Quest for the Mask Maker, or Battle of the Mask Makers, this graphic novel, awesome. There was a lot of more world building, I think, because they showed freaking blimps on Akoda, which I was not expecting. But just seeing how Kimu knew that the Toa were coming, why he had to make the golden mask, who made them, as that was a mystery before then, and how everything came to tide with Makuta, and how he became, what happened to him and what everyone else, and showing the creatures that really entwined with their the story role. It wasn't like forced. It didn't feel forced to me. Before that, he was basically Akoda's Bigfoot. Umarak was Shouty Bounty Hunter. Yeah. Umarak. I liked design was perfect, but obviously G2 dumped down a lot of characters. Cold I was very disappointed by. I guess talking about more of the 2015 animations, they were. I think I was fine with the first 9, where it was just the Toa going on the quest for the golden mask, getting to the island with the protectors, knowing their booty. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Let's go over the animations a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
I was just saying how I like the first 9 where they go, just Toa and protectors go and find the mask. They know they have to go save Akimu now. They go to the city, ends up with them entering the city. I thought that's when them entering the city is where the story really is going to pick up and really get complicated. They're going to have different villains.
Right.
Obviously, that didn't happen. And I think that's something that's when I really what that was like one of my most disappointing parts at the time for G2. That's when it began, because everything was so rushed through, and I was like, oh, this is I should have expected it, but I wasn't. I was expecting a lot more.
The thing is, when I was a kid, I was like, or not when I was a kid. I keep saying when I was a kid, but this was like a couple years ago. They didn't explain things about the story, and I always thought they were like building up to something because they never explained like anything. So I figured,
Right.
oh, they're gonna explain the lore and like at future episodes or something like that. I got excited, especially when they announced Journey to One. I was like, oh, this is gonna be an opportunity to, explore the universe and see what's going. Especially when they entered the Labyrinth of Control. That was crazy. I was like, oh my lord, we're gonna get to learn about something.
Built that. I guess that was the explanation of how, because I guess after Ikimu and Makuta had their their duel and that had duked out, and I guess the mass controls, no one, it wasn't even said what happened to it. We know the mass creation was just scattered along, and then the mask of ultimate power was just putting the pieces. But it didn't make sense to me for a while. Like, what happened to the mass controls? The creatures apparently
A little loud. Let me know if it's a little loud on your end.
What's that?
Let me know if it's a little loud on my end.
You're fine right now.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm
sorry, guys. My grandmother is vacuuming. I apologize.
I can't even hear it.
Okay, maybe it's just because it's all concentrated into the mic. But if it gets louder, I'll mute myself.
All right.
Let me know if there's anything wrong. But
yeah,
no, I was the animations. I think really they just missed out on the potential to have. I was really mad when Nexonites got approved for a show and not like. I was just like, okay, well, they care a lot more about Nexonites than they do Ninjago or Bionicle. Because they gave that a show like right off the bat. That was like,
it's just different. Is that system and that CCBS or
obviously they put a lot more effort into marketing systems. Their bread and butter. It sells well, obviously that's the thing. But it was still disappointed. I was still disappointed nonetheless because I was just like, oh, why is Bionicle not getting the best treatment? Where this random theme is getting all the best treatment. It was a shame, but yeah, I like the animations when they came out a decent amount, but looking back on them, they were really simple. There is not much for me to enjoy anymore about them. I guess they're entertaining sometimes, but I don't know.
They were fun to watch. I like the animation, the design.
It's limited, but I do like the actual character designs. Like I think they're pretty well handled most of the time.
Yeah,
okay, loud. I hope that isn't really bad.
No, you're fine. It's not that loud. It's just like a little. It's fine. Don't
okay.
worry about it. But yeah, no. That, like I said, the first 9 episodes that was around the winter wave, and then I think it was like June into July we got the summer episodes, and that went on up to September, I believe. And that finale disappointed me because obviously it was rushed, but it left open the gate for 2016 and learning that they weren't going to do more animations, and then the Netflix TV show, which was announced around that time or a bit before then, I believe.
I was excited.
Yeah, I was.
They showed off a Tahu model, and I got really happy.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be like a whole 2015 story.
I would have been so happy, but they no.
There must have been some kind of test or something. But
I'm sure it was just to show because I don't think the Uniters were officially revealed at that point.
No, they weren't. Leaks were.
There were leaks, but they weren't officially shown off. So that's the only reason why they did that Tahu, because they didn't want to show off the leaks. But
yep, that was around November when they finally released official pictures of that.
2016 leaks, man. That was a time.
You even had Envirama.
I was so excited. Okay, that's a whole discussion right there.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you, man. This is part of the
yeah. 2015, I was excited, right? Bionicle's coming back, right? But now I knew what I was getting into. I was a lot more into the community. I understood leaks. I was talking to people at this point. Well, not really. I wasn't really. I mean, I met Okoto like after sometime around this time. So I wasn't really talking with anyone, but I started actually talking about the leaks on my channel. I'm pretty sure early on.
Yeah, you did. I actually remember watching.
I did record a video talking about my leaks. That's right, or talking about the leaks. That's right. I forgot about that. I don't know if that's still up. Actually, I'd have to go way back and check. Maybe not.
I'm not even sure.
I forgot I recorded that video. I really have to go back and check. I probably deleted it for whatever reason. But That was really cool because I was so excited when the leaks came out. I was like, holy mackerel, look at these things. Because it looked so strange, right? You have these really weirdly detailed Toa, with like weird, like super detailed printing. There were G1 pieces. I was like, holy mackerel. I was so happy.
Yeah, the scroll armor, which I was like, I did not believe that for that.
Yeah, it looked like it didn't look real.
No. And you couldn't tell the piston armor torso. It's kind of grown on me because I thought it was going to be the Star Wars armored chest piece, but I was like, oh, it's going to look ugly. But now it's like I still like this piston chest piece, for the United torso piece, but I don't think it's aged so well for me. I think
It's because they don't mix it very well sometimes.
yeah, it's mainly just a bunch of pistons, and it's kind of hard to like. It's so
Yeah.
detailed. It doesn't like when you have CCBS has like the simple big,
Yeah.
bone piece. So
They did a good job at balancing that in 2015 because they had those texture pieces, but most of the characters had really smooth surfaces.
Yeah. For example, our boy Tahu here.
Oh yeah, Tahu is really well done. I like most of the masters. I don't think I hate any of the masters actually.
No, I mean,
I think Pohatu is probably the weakest one, but I still like Pohatu.
I like Pohatu a lot. I don't know why. I just do. I think it's because when I got him I got him at the actual Lego store. I got my Tahu and I wrote at Toys R Us like February of 2015. A lot of memories of getting those sets. I remember getting the last 3 masters in like June of 2015. Those were like the last ones I needed, and I got like protectors after then, and I was able to everybody.
It's crazy, man.
It's so much fun looking back on it. You can't it doesn't leave your mind when you get those sets. They were just glued to me. And talking about a little bit more before we go into 2016, just the summer 2015 sets. Not the great sets, but I like the wave because it was a fun time. It was really exciting as we were getting the first villains of this lineup for the generation.
See you later, random dude. Sorry.
Oh, what?
I said see you later, random dude. He's leaving.
I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth.
That's okay.
Grax, what's up, my guy? Oh, see you, random dude. Okay. Sorry, I just lose with the comments. Something
it's okay, man.
We're like recording. The 2015 summer sets.
I can't wait to reunite with my dad too, random dude.
Aw.
That was a genuine moment. Okay, let's talk about Bionicle skeletons, why don't we?
Alrighty. Yeah, no, I really like I mean, not the greatest sets, like the Master for Skull Grinders greatest, but they didn't age too well, but they're fun. It was a fun time. That's why I was really excited. My character videos even got me more.
It's really different. Really different.
Yeah.
I was very happy about that.
It was because we got skeletons and Ninjago for first villain, so I was kind of like, oh, we're pulling Ninjago thing here.
I think people were weirded out. I think people were like mad because they wanted Borok or like Rockshi or something like that, but I was really happy about that.
We got something
more interesting, a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get something as unique as Borok and Rockshi because they were the only creative thing, but we got skeleton people, which I was fun with that. I thought that was pretty cool. We got the undead army. And I was expecting a lot of like deep backstory with that, obviously, with G2. Didn't prove to be that at all. But I remember it was Matchmaker for Skull Grinder and Skull Warrior the same day, August 1st. And that was amazing. I'll never forget that. That was such an amazing. I think that's one of my favorite sets. It's just a fun set. It's it's a 2-pack, like how you have Melum and Kopaka, but you got the one big villain, you got the one of the main heroes, you got the main
it was really cool.
Yeah, Skull Slicer was a lot of fun. I know he's not the greatest, but I think it would just when getting these sets and building them, I would take it in. Like it
cool. I got them all in one night, and I built it at the same house that I'm actually at right now. So.
Oh really?
It was a good time. Yeah.
Full circle. Oh yeah, you did with when you got the 2016 sets too, didn't you?
I was at my other grandma's place. I was actually where I'm moving to. Fun fact.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is cool.
Everything's coming full circle.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll have some CCBS sets to build there one day. Who knows?
Maybe. I hope.
But yeah, no, it was it's like I say, you always say it's a fun time, but it really was. I like the inclusion of the corrupted mask. I think this one's probably my favorite. Like I said, Skull Slicer, I don't know what about him, but man, every time I just fiddled around with him. I thought it was just great. I know he's not that great at figures. I like the forearms. I thought that was cool. I know he just uses the normal Skull Spider mask. Skull Warrior, a lot of fun. There's a lot. I think the bow and arrow, you can switch out the spear and then the gear.
No, I really like Skull Warrior because you can buy multiples and just mix them up. It's really fun.
You can make a whole army. I made Axito. That's how I was able to. I got another one.
They were really fun to just have because I remember I specifically bought another one for the sake of army building. And I remember I just literally switched the armor around. Like I inverted my other one, and it was really cool having two right beside each other, one with a bow and one with the staff. That was so cool. I really liked when they did that. I love when these types of things encourage army building because it works. Even though they were really simple sets, they were so cool to have. Maybe it's just the fact that I haven't like made a mock in like 3 months, over 3 months by now.
Jesus, you're right.
I'm really tempted to make like revamps of the Skull villains actually because I really because just thinking about them, I was like, oh man, they're awesome.
Yeah. I don't know, they're a lot of fun. I don't know, like I said, they're not the greatest, but it's like
right. They're not I don't think they're nearly as well designed as any of the 2015 sets, or the winter sets, but
yeah, still fun. I like to see your redesigns, Renzo, one day if you do it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else from the summer wave of 2015. Like I said, I already talked about the episodes. That's where everything wrapped up with the 2015 year, with the battle in the forge, with getting the mass creation before Colto puts it on his face, beats the crap out of all the toe, and they beat him with the Kimu freaking getting his hammer of power back and smacking the mass creation off Colto's face. But welcome back, Explodinator. But yeah. So I just keep saying that because what else? And also, probably my favorite mask from G2. It's officially what we got in a set. This thing is a beauty. It's so detailed because it has the coded markings. I think I deciphered or decoded what it was saying on there once. I gotta do that again sometimes, or they actually have their own custom symbols. But I know that it shows in the graphic novels of the own Akoto language, Akotan language alphabet, right in the back here. So it's pretty cool. They kind of look like the letters. Like you have S, X, and then actually that's okay. Never mind. I thought they looked like kind of like the symbols kind of represented what letter it was, but kind of mistaken. I have to say that Skull Raiders are from this distant island that eventually just began dying, so they go to Island play again every month. Yes. I thought that was pretty interesting. We're going to talk about more about the Skull Raiders very shortly. No, you're good, man. You're all good.
Okay.
Welcome back once again.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna try to stay on topic instead of talking about random things people don't care about.
That's all good. I mean, it's like I said, it's part of the.
Where are we at?
So I was just talking more about the 2015 summer wave. I think it's really all I have to say. And is there anything else you'd like to add to it?
I really specifically, I was really happy with the box art for G2 overall.
Oh yeah.
Really pretty. I got rid of all my boxes, which was actually a kind of a sad thing. That was actually a thing that I was like sad to get rid of.
Yeah.
Because I kept them. I don't know why I kept them. I just thought they looked cool, and I used to like stack them on top of them all the time. Like I used to stack them all the time. It was really cool. But it was just I had to get rid of them. But I was looking at the boxes just one last time, and I know like there was always a story being told in these boxes, right? There was always something happening.
Yeah, some kind of scene or action.
Right. Lord of Skull Spiders was in a lot of the backgrounds for the 2015 sets. Not the protectors, but I think the masters. Yeah. And then I really like the Lord of Skull Spiders box. It's really cool and spooky looking. And that's the same thing that they did with the skeletons. They had a really fun time making box art because there was always like I think
there was like a hand grabbing out for like each of the main like outside of mask.
Right,
they were always like when the corrupted mask, you see like a hand fall down and you think, like, oh, one the toe of that. Well, yeah, that's their mask. I thought that was a nice touch. And you see, I remember Skull Warrior, you see the gate bridge and you see more Skull Warriors on the top. And like you always would see the forge in the background too. Right. I thought that was also really cool.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Each set built up the journey of trying to get to the forge, which was really cool. Like I think it started with the warriors at the front of the gate. Um, I'm pretty sure it started with, like, if you look back, Lost kind of started before the entrance to the city, and then you have like the warriors who are guarding that. Then you have the yeah, you have Slicer in the arena. Then you have the graveyard. Then you have
Scorpio.
the right at the front of the gate with Basher. That's so cool.
Yeah, I like that. And then you got the big final battle, Matchmaker for Skull Grinder, 5 sets, and that
Yeah,
was
no, it was really cool because I really do think that the sets themselves are kind of weak. I wish a lot of them were bigger. I think Basher deserves to be like a lot bigger. Even Grinder, I don't think because he's about the same size as Tahu, right?
Yeah, he just has his torso lift up. It's all like
Yeah, I wish they just made him a little bigger. Um, that was the thing too, especially in the animations. He was massive.
yeah.
But hey, we got Umrak the Destroyer, so that was nice. He kind of lived up to the Titan problem, because I remember people were actually mad that we like there was like, really, this is our Titan, and then we got Umrak the Destroyer, and he was a really good Titan. So, in my opinion, anyways.
Yeah, I agree. I had to modify Umrak a few times, but he's not my absolute favorite. I just want to answer this question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Grax. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that wrong, but Grax. It's like Drax. By the way, I'm confused. Brick what happened on August 3rd to 4th, but some guys say that it starts on the 31st. All right, so August 3rd to 4th, I believe, are the public days. Those are the last 2 days of Brick Fair, but it starts on the 31st for exhibitors. But that's when the main convention starts. But the 3rd and 4th are the public days. That'll be the weekend. I just want to clarify that. No, he was not a good Titan. He was lame. I think he's talking about that's just talking about.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy where we have, but it could have been a lot better. I'm not gonna lie. Looking back, I was happy when I got it, like in hand.
Okay,
but
he's not even that bad. He's just got like no neck articulation.
Yeah, oh man, that bothered me so much. Oh my god. Not. Oh.
We got some agreeers. We got some disagreeers. Oh well. I
like
like him because he's a big weirdo. He's got giant hands. That's pretty much the only reason why I like him.
Yeah, it's all like he's got a small head and he just freaking, I don't know, man.
I like how he is basically just an Umarak that is like pulled. You know, he's just being tugged and like ripped apart.
Right.
And there's like vague remembrance of Umarak there, and that's what I like about it. I like the idea a lot more than the actual set, probably.
You would have the Shadow Trap shoulder piece with the chain hanging off one of them, and the same kind of leg bills, but kind of like stretched out. You see the legs got longer. The legs, the thighs, they got like way shorter. They got the little bone pieces, which I absolutely despise that. You could have made it much bigger if you had the bigger bone pieces for that. It would have been a lot better, I think.
I'm not gonna say who, but somebody made a revamp of it where they just gave him longer bones, like the longest bone piece.
Oh Jesus!
It looks awful.
Well, I'm not sure about the longest, but if you gave him like around the same size Umrak had before, I think that would. Right. I haven't tried it myself. I should sometime.
Don't give him the longest bone piece. It looks gross.
Because if you do put like the Star Wars like Shin armor, not Shin armor, but like the Cav armor piece, I think that would be.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves though.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but that just brought that up.
I need to defend one of my favorite sets. So
yeah. So I guess we can just roll right into 2016.
2016, man, I was so excited.
I think this book came out. It did. Oh no, it came out 2015. I think it was like towards the end. I believe so. We got this. Let's talk about the books real quick. We got Island Lost Mask around August of 2015. I was very hyped for this, and I obviously talked about it earlier. But we got Revenge of the Skull Spiders and Gathering of the Toa around the same time. It was like December of that year, and both were great. And didn't really give into talking about 2016, but I thought it was weird when we got these right at the end of the year, starting on rolling right into 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We talked about the leaks a little bit already. How Renzo, that was like the peak of era. Wasn't as hyped as 2015's leaks were, obviously, but it was a pretty awesome time. As we were getting Star Wars CCBS sets, like more of them, as we just got the first wave with just rolling. Yeah, mentioning that, but that was like when CCBS was like, oh my god, it's gonna get crazy.
We got all the boys, right? We got the creatures. Yes. We got the Uniters.
And we got the one Hunter.
We weirdly got a 2-pack between a... yeah.
Yeah, Uniter and Creature. Now I have a little story about getting some of these sets.
Me too. So you can go
Both
first.
do. Me and Renzo were originally planning to do a big, like I think a live stream maybe, but we were just planning to get all the sets and just build them like when we were on a call.
Right.
And unfortunately, I only found 2 sets. I went to every Barnes and Noble as everyone was saying it was there, and I went all around. And a lot of people had luck. I didn't have luck. I did. I only found 2 sets, and I was even happy to find them. I called like a bunch of stores. I went to like maybe 6 or 7 or 8 Barnes and Noble. I want to say 8. It was crazy. And I found Akita and Uxar. Those are my first 2 2016 sets, and they have a special place in my heart. Not the greatest, but they're fun sets. And then from there, I believe it was like January, I ordered, I didn't get any other sets. I just spent money buying Next One Nights or something else. I wanted to see how that theme was. And I don't regret it. It was fun. I still like those sets.
Yeah.
But I got Kopaka, Melon Unity. That's a fun set. I like how you can have like the little mix of sims. You just got one whole pack. I wish we got the Shadow Trap that they show during the Ice Shadow Trap. This guy, this little custom build I made for him. But it's a fun set. And then they got Tog Uniter, and it just went from there. And then Umarak. Actually, I got Umarak before everybody. That was my first main set.
Yeah.
What you got for me, Renzo? When'd you get some G2 sets?
Well, bro, I was visiting my soon-to-be living place, the island, we'll call it.
Island of Akoto.
Yeah, I was on the island of Akoto, right? And we were staying there for Christmas, and I remember we went to the mall, to a big mall a couple days before Christmas, and I didn't have any money or anything, and I was really excited for the 2016 sets, but I didn't know so I checked Toys R Us, right? Lo and behold, the 2016 sets were there, and I was flipping out because I'd never known sets to come out before a release date. So I was losing my mind. I was looking at it, I was like,
date.
Yeah, I was it must have been like December 23rd or something. Like maybe even the 22nd or something like that.
I thought it was right after Christmas.
No, it was before Christmas.
No, you're right. Because you got Pohatu and Kitar, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, no. So I was like, oh my god, I want to get these. And I was like, Mom, Dad, if I knew that they were here, can you guys get these for me for the late Christmas present? And they were like, no.
Oh.
And I was like, oh dang it. And it was like, okay, you're going to get money for Christmas or whatever, I'm sure, from like relatives and stuff like that. And I did. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to buy all the sets, obviously, because I can't buy all the sets, you know. I can't do that and then bring them all home. So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy like 1 or 2 sets. And I want an example. I didn't want to get Kopaka and Mellum, I didn't want to get those 2 because they didn't come with a Shadow Trap. I wanted a good example of I wanted a good example of a Toa and a Creature and how both sets go together, right? So for some reason I decided to buy Pohatu and Kitar, which was I don't know. I was happy at the time. It was really weird. It was really strange first building them. I showed Okoto on a FaceTime call.
I'll never forget that.
It was really strange. I don't know. I don't really remember how my first experience was. It was just really it was really surreal actually building the set. And I remember, first of all, I was really disappointed that Pohatu, I thought the leaks were going to be I was hoping that the colors would change because I did not like how the Pohatu had tan for his chest. I hated that. I did not like his color scheme, how it was laid out. And then it turned out to be real, and I was like, ugh. But yeah, no, looking back, I think Pohatu and Kitar are some of the weakest sets in those waves. Because Pohatu's weird, and then Kitar is gross. But I mean, hey, it was my first memory of getting the 2016 sets, and then I got most of the rest of that wave at the Lego store, which was awesome. And then I ended up getting Gali, Uxar, Akita, and Liwa all in one haul together, and I'm pretty sure we got a bunch of Star Wars sets too. But no, that was crazy. I really liked buying that wave. It wasn't all at the same time like the 2015 sets, but I still had a really fun time, you know.
Yeah.
But I actually don't mind. I like Pohatu 2016. He's better than Liwa 2016. I agree with you in some aspects, because I think his arms are really gross and his legs are weird. He's got really weird proportions.
Oh yeah.
I've seen revamps that make him way better. So yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't want to fight you, Thatch.
He likes Baja to 2016 more. I gotta.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I've been talking for too long.
Fine. We go back. That's fine, man. I do like parts of Bahatu a bit more than Liwa, but I feel like they're kind of even. I don't see how
They cancel each other out. They're like their flaws kind of equal each other out or whatever.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. So I can understand why he likes Bahatu a bit more, but Golly's the worst uniter, sadly.
Right. I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I like her color scheme, but that's about it.
Yeah, but proportions are like 2015 was solid, but man, I don't know how you screwed it up with 2016. Like, man.
Yeah, it was really weird. When I rebuilt Golly recently, Golly 2015, Thatch got food poisoning while building Liwa 2016.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you're right, because I remember I rebuilt Golly 2015, and I was like, wow, this is really, like, you can actually pose her, like you can pose her really well, or whatever. And like you can pose her in a feminine poses, but you cannot do that with Golly 2016. There's like no femininity at all. And I do think it has something to do with the torso and also the way, like the limb proportions.
They all have the same torso.
Yeah.
So like piece, they used the main uniter piece. It kind of they did with 2015, but they had gearboxes, so that was a bit different.
That too, and also those torsos are already like they can look buff or skinny. Like they do a good job at looking both. I'm not saying that Golly was like a perfect looking like female like character, but it was better than Golly 2016, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And her ugly goblin mask.
Yeah. Oh my god, I have it right here. Well, yeah.
I don't hate the mask, but I don't think it's...
I love it now because it's well, this mask is Beck's mask. So if we never got Golly,
Beck's mask.
Yes.
No, I think it's fine, but I don't think it works well for Golly, really. I don't. It kind of just ruined the appeal of the first one.
Yeah, it's very different from 2015.
Alien looking.
Yeah, it is. I don't understand what the silver streak they had with like the back heads.
I don't know why they did that. That was really strange.
Yeah, it's something to think about. I don't think it made sense. I really like what they did with their golden mask, the Unity mask. That looks cool, but they look like they're corrupted as they did that the year prior. But it's the only whole trans mask we got was this Holy Mama for and well, that's promotional, but we've got other ones. But yeah, it's a really bad mask. I like how for the Uniter mask they incorporated their Nuva symbols, and I thought that was a really cool detail.
I do like most of their Uniter masks, actually. I don't think you obviously know I really like the Liwa Uniter mask.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I actually think most of them are really good. I think the only one that falls flat is Golly's. I think every other one is really solid, though.
I think Anua's is weird.
I don't mind it. That's our fight.
Back 2016.
No, but yeah, no, I really, and then Umrak the Hunter, my man, my boy, my favorite set of the entire year.
Oh yeah,
he is weird in a lot of aspects. He's got really weird shoulders. His torso is built really strangely, but because he's got really high up shoulders, right?
Yeah,
and he's got really low, like his shoulders are low, but he's got his shoulder armor is high up. It's very strange. But I still like this guy because I love his mask so much. I love his weird color scheme. I know it's a black villain, right? It's whatever. It's boring. But they have like green and red, and it's so strange. So I like him a lot. And then even though it was kind of pointless, you could unite him with any of the creatures. I mean, he ended up uniting with Kitar or whatever.
Like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was very strange. That was the whole episode. Was Umarak was trying to find the weakest link or whatever.
Yeah, and that was Bahatsu and Kitar.
Right, because they kept yelling at each other.
Several of them are better, a few better than the 2015 mask. Yeah, I do like some of them a bit more. I do love the 2015 mask. I like a newest 2015 mask much more than his 2016 mask. And talking about the 2015 mask real quick, they're pretty. Tahu's my favorite one. I think everyone can agree. Kopaka's is the next runner-up for me too, because it's
Kopaka's is pretty. I mean, Kopaka is really close to just being a remake of the
G1 counterpart.
Liwa and Gali take a lot more like they take a lot of like unique differences.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, it's different. You got wrinkle face Liwa, which it's okay. It's not the greatest. Everyone thought, and Thatch did this. He was going to do it in the series Chronicle, where the mask was going to fold up. So it looks like kind of like it's folded down on the mask.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's known as Hungarian friggin' face now. But
yeah, I know it's a bunch of weird green aliens now.
Pahatu's mask, I like it more 2016. I think a bit more than 20. I don't mind 2015, but it's so curved and smooth. I think I don't know. I don't mind.
I mean, overall, I gotta say the masks for G2 were really solid. Most of them.
Yeah, most of them. I like the protector mask, of course. I mean, it's used for my channel mascot, my character. So somewhere. I think Golly's is bad. 2015 Golly. I think it's very
like
of G1. I don't know. I kind of get a vibe for that one every time I see
Ghosty's face.
Yes, Ghosty. Can't get rid of that now. And
I think I actually painted my gold mask. I painted it orange.
That's cool. Do you still have it, do you think?
I hope.
Oh boy. We'll find out.
I'm so scared if I don't have it.
Oh boy. And obviously the 2015 Skull Grinder or the Skull Warrior mask is just like a Terminator, which
I really like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't mind the Skull Basher and Scorpio mask. It's interesting. It's not the greatest, but it's interesting nonetheless.
And then I think people were kind of thinking that it was lazy for him to use a Skull Spider mask. What is it? Whatever, Skull Slicer. But I didn't mind it. I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't mind it too much. It was
I think it looked good. Like I thought it looked fitting on his face. You know,
a big head.
He had he's like a weird alien head, and I really like it.
Yeah, the xenomorph mask.
No,
I'm just trying to. I got all the G2 masks. I want to look at them while we're doing streaming. I do like say protector mask. Pretty, they reused it for all of them, but it's a nice design. I like it.
Yeah, I wish there were more colors, but I mean that's what paint is for, I guess.
Yeah, well, we got seven different colors of different hues and colors. So.
I think I just wish that we got like neutral masks and not like transmixed too.
Right. Yeah.
Just a red. Again, that's what paint is for, though.
Precisely.
But anywho, I guess back to 2016, right?
Right.
It was weird because I think at this time this is when the cancellation rumors were starting to pop up. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, beginning of the year?
I guess it was. I guess it might have been towards the end of the year. I guess I'm wrong.
It was around when it was like April, maybe more or less May.
Okay, so it was.
That's when it was really getting popular, and like when people started like talking about it a lot more. And that's when I really heard about it. So I could be wrong. But
I think you're right. I don't know what I was talking about. I thought it came earlier in the year, but I was I might have been wrong, but oh well. No, but I was getting really excited because the show ended off on this cool like note where it was like, oh man, he's turning into the destroyer. And I got really excited.
Oh yeah, and cool. we had just saw Toy Fair, Nuremberg Toy Fair.
Toy Fair.
And that was a really fun time. Never forget.
We saw leaks beforehand, right?
Yeah, we saw because they came out in February for the summer wave,
and that was really strange. That set in. We saw Akimu, we saw them all, and
it was wild.
It was really crazy. I think my initial impression was positive for the most part, but I think I was a bit negative about maybe I think I said Lava Beast was like the most boring looking one for some reason. I was really excited for Quake Beast, and I thought the only thing I remember actually saying about Storm Beast was that he looked like Dragon Bolt for some reason.
I don't know. I've seen the set once in person, but it's not. I kind of get the vibe there, but at the same time, it's its own unique thing.
Oh yeah, no, I just meant from like leaks. It was like
Right. Yeah. Quake Beast was like you couldn't even tell. Like he's got
and then
like
I was really hyped for Umrak the Destroyer.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. The hype was real.
And then we got all the beasts, and I was like, whoa, it was really cool.
This is probably not an unpopular opinion, but Quake Beast is my least favorite.
That's fair. Yeah, no, he's they tried something with him, but I think they dropped the ball pretty hard.
Yeah, I remember I tried doing a review of him, and I just didn't know where to start, and I kept getting stuck. I'm like, there's so much
He's
wrong.
a mess. He's a
Personally.
big mess.
Yeah. I think my favorite's either Lava Beast or Quake, or not Quake Beast. My apologies, Storm Beast. I think I like Lava Beast a bit more. I know he's a simple
Yeah.
one. I've gotten 2 sets of him, and I think I've had the most time playing with him than any other Storm. Not Storm. Any other Beast set. Storm Beast is like the follow up, obviously. But I think it's because I had Lava Beast long before any of the other Beasts. I had a little, yeah. Storm Beast is the worst.
I don't agree.
Everyone has their opinions, so I can get that, But
I can totally get why people hate Storm Beast, though. He is gross. I do think Lava Beast is the best one because he's the most like consistent.
right. The
Because he's
one
not weird and he's not really exposed or anything like that. He just kind of does whatever. He's got weird like short legs and his wings are super weird or whatever. But
I like big scissors, but they are like wings.
yeah, it's just. And then I think I like Stormbeast second most because I mean he just has a really basic like shape that he doesn't do anything crazy. He's not like weird like Quake Beast who's like gross and weird. I
Yeah.
like the function a lot. I actually play with it a lot. It's really like it is really unique to see how they did that. It's really fun to watch all the mechanisms go. It's really unique. But there are a lot of things that are just really lazy about him. I ended up revamping him when I rebuilt him a little while back, and I was much happier. The arms I fixed a lot. The arms, if you fix the arms, like if you literally just because you know how it's one long bone
For Quake Beast?
Storm Beast.
Oh, Storm Beast, yes.
If you make it just like a bone, like a regular sized bone, and then a small bone, and then just attach the small bone to the front of the foot piece, so he actually has like a proper like it's connected to the actual foot and not to the weird connector that was added on there. The
Oh.
wrist's really weird looking. It looks so much better, and it makes his arms look a lot more proportional, right?
Actually, he would have a turning wrist now, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, his hands are like sticking out, kind of like
Yeah.
weird, but it's better than like what they looked like before.
Yeah, but you just have to protect your foot piece, and then you just have the
Yeah,
matza at the end of it, but you wouldn't be able to turn his hand 360 degrees or like the wrist.
right. That was gross, but I like the idea of him a lot. He had gross, weird thumbs, which was yeah, whatever. But I like his big goofy hands. I always thought that was something cool about him. And I really like the idea of the beasts too, as how they were all mutated shadow traps.
It made sense.
It's strange, like it's just weird to see a weird monster come out of a shadow trap. Originally, I think I thought that they were like the shadow like creatures or whatever, that they were going to be like the evil versions of the creatures. But I don't know why there was only 3. And the box art for this year was insane.
Oh yeah, they took it way over the top, and I like that. Well, no, yeah, not complete, but just how they have some parts where like the Quake Beast or Storm, like Lava Beast, were like having one of like the blade was like going through the top of the box, mainly Quake Beast.
Yeah.
There was an error on Lava Beast with having Tahu in the background. They would have one of the Toa like flipping out, like they lost their mask, and now it's like, but it was Tahu 2015 for Lava Beast in the back, missing his mask, and like that's the wrong mask. It's like freaking if you.
Well, yeah, it was Tahu 2015 on the box and not 2016.
Yeah, no. So
It's really strange.
Mask got stolen, just like the way he looked. Like, this looks so bad. I'm sorry.
That was another thing Journey 1 did. They just had that like weird Umarak model that came out of Umarak
Yeah.
and got thrown at freaking, I don't even remember who he threw them at. They're called the Shadow Spawns or whatever. That was so strange.
Oh yeah, the beasts were called the Shadow Horde.
Right.
But also the corrupted masks weren't even like but it mainly goes into G2 a little bit because the only two masks that were used for 2015, the corrupted mask was Bahatu's and Anua's. Liwa and Kopaka's were. Well, no, that's not true. Liwa's mask was used. It was only Kopaka's that was never used early on the Skull Warrior. So I think that's interesting. But we didn't see any of them in 2016 with the Beast. Not even Umarak, because Umarak came with the Kimu, that mask. They're cool masks, but yeah, they were never used. Something
they just have no purpose for existing.
Pretty much. Just to be there for collectibles. So
yeah, I ended up using the Umarak mask as Umarak's like brother.
Voice.
Yeah.
Voice.
That was the idea.
Yeah. But no, the box art, they really took it up. Like, that was the best. I mean, they kept the aesthetic of having what we had last year with the Forge, but we weren't getting closer to it. I feel like we just saw the black crater in the background. The gate between worlds. So that was cool. It's like world ending, but it's so different because it was actually green skies, and it was like the theme of the year was 2015 was blue, 2016 was green. I'm assuming that 2017 was going to be purple or red, probably red.
I was expecting 2016 to be green, and then I was expecting the last wave to be purple. I was hoping the last wave would be purple because the poster for Journey to 1 was purple. So
it makes sense. I
remember someone did an edit where they just turned it green and it looked really weird.
Yeah, I actually thought this year, outside of it, before I even know about it being canceled, obviously, I thought it was going to leave off a cliffhanger. Simple as that.
That's fair. I was really excited because it looked like stuff was like happening. It really looked like they were going to do like some crazy like things.
The main poster release, that looked awesome. It was like really like straight out of Civil War, like Makuta, and not Makuta. Umarak and Akim looking at each other, and you had the whole battle log on the ground with the Uniters and the beasts coming out of one another. I thought it was like, this is going to be like a huge thing going on.
And I think you can see Makuta's face in the poster too, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm talking about the product stuff, guys, not the Netflix one. That one's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's confused about that. Is we didn't know it was the Mask Ultimate Power until we saw the character video.
Right.
And I remember we covered those character videos. I think we were on live stream. You were playing Castle Crashers, and
we did also do news videos too.
We did, yeah. But I remember one came out when it was the Shadow Horde video showing all the beasts in action, and I was like, oh my god, we got to talk about this. And we were on the live stream, and that was really cool. I think that stream's still public on your channel. I hope it is.
It should be, yeah.
Hey Meep, how you doing, man? RenzoMocs, do you think the beasts are dual elements?
Oh yeah, I remember thinking that somebody said that the lava beast was a mix between earth and fire.
Oh,
the Quake Beast was a mix, but wait, no, because Quake Beast is Earth.
Yeah, I think Earth, fire, and stone.
Right, fire. Well, no, because then what's Quake Beast? He would be Earth and Stone. That's confusing. I don't know. It's weird.
Storm Beast would be water and ice, no doubt in my mind. But it's like, would Quake Beast be Earth and Stone? But how would jungle?
I don't know how Lava Beast would come into this equation. So
yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was just thinking like the Lava Beast did attack the jungle. It doesn't really. It's not it's not canon, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, I think honestly, they all have basic elements anyways. Lava Beast is lava, Quake Beast is earth, and then Storm Beast is like storm.
Right.
Which is an element that isn't usually, lightning is in G1, but it's not an element that's usually used a lot in Bionicles. So it's cool to think that like they had character who used like storm abilities, which is cool.
I like that a bit different. Yeah. Outside,
I mean, the fights were interesting. They're kind of clunky and awkward, but it was really cool to see how they had to like deal with all the creatures.
Yeah, that was really. I think episode 3 was like seeing the fight sequences and seeing them use their powers. except against just not one enemy. I think that was really entertaining to watch and seeing them like their chemistry work with one another and see what happens when one of them gets their mask taken and what happens. That's what you said, the lava beast. I thought that was really cool.
Weird seeing them without faces too.
Yeah, yes, their face all crunched up. But speaking of, I guess, Toa, we also in that wave we had the one hero. We had Ikimu.
Yeah.
Now I'm very bit close to him because he was my last ever G2 set. I made sure that I was my last set. I got that set like the same day as like the rest of the sets I needed, which it was Quake Beast, Storm Beast, and I think I needed and I needed Kitar and I got a Kimu, but I saved Kimu for last and it was totally worth it. Sad, but I got it was like November 2016. Umrak and then Lava Beast I got way before then. But it was a lot of fun with I mean not the greatest build. I think it's a lot of inspiration for Kieran came from like his build and everything, having the shoulder armor pieces, the build he kind of has. It's all because of that figure.
Oh no, Storm Beast and Quake Beast had the same trans neon green. They all had it except barely. Lava Beast only had it in his head.
You only see the green on the torso.
Yeah, the green is supposed to be Umarak. It's the same thing with Kulta, but
outside the head, there's not really on Lava Beast.
On Lava Beast, that's it. But
yeah,
it's really weird because that feels really awkward. I don't know why they did that. But I'm kind of glad because Lava Beast is like the best looking one.
Sticks out.
And then Storm Beast is he's weird. And then
what do you feel about Akimu 2016?
Looking back, he's definitely weak in a lot of areas. His legs are way too awkward.
Oh yeah, very stubby.
He's got really high up shoulders too, which is really awkward.
Mm-hmm.
My model and specifically his head was so tight, like ridiculously tight. Every time you would have moved it, it went like sounded like you were breaking someone's neck. It was awful.
My Kapalka 2015 still like that.
That's crazy. But no, I really like the idea. A lot of people complained about him because he looked like KFC or whatever. I don't know what the joke was. People complained he didn't have enough gold, but I really like the idea of the form. It was like an astral projection or something. It was cool. It looked really like legendary and interesting.
I think I don't mind the less gold because the way I looked at it was like the colors were reverted for his protector form.
Yeah, that's true. He looked really cool. He looked really legendary.
Coolest part of the whole set was getting this in trans light blue, and it's amazing.
That's so cool. It was really like, oh man, this is dope. And I'm really sad that we never really got an official Makuta set to actually face off against him besides the combo model.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I really wish.
That was one of the most disappointing things, I think. I mean, I didn't ever think I was going to build Makuta. But, really keep him built, but having him now, I'm happy, but I think I'm going to take him apart someday like I am with these G2 sets.
That was the first sign that something bad was happening for me. When they did the Makuta contest video, and I was like, wait, why are we doing a Makuta contest video? It was why are we doing a Makuta contest? It was really weirded out because I expected us to get a set of Makuta, right?
Right.
So then that was kind of the first earliest sign of that, and that was what bummed me out the most. Was like, oh man, so that's it. Yeah, no, but I think I don't know if I'll ever do it, but I would love to revamp Akimu because I think he could be really cool looking if you gave him the right like stuff. I think he's hindered by like weird proportions and stuff like that.
Yeah. Speaking of Makuta a little bit, this mask is pretty cool. Mask of Control. Seen in the animations, and it's very different from how it looks. I like it. It's a lot more realistic than I guess it would kind of look more different, pretty different in the animations.
Yeah.
But it's a very cool mask. It matches up with the mask creation very well. It's smaller, but it's really cool.
It's one of my favorite Bionicle masks. It's really cool.
Yeah, I really like it. Just want to mention that. But I think we really came up to all the way up to 2016. I mean, it's not only 2 years of Bionicle, but also in 2016, it's going over the books. We got Escape from the Underworld, chapter book, last one, third one, and And we got Battle of the Massmakers, which is a complete prequel to everything in G2 before the Toa ride to the island. How why what happened in the first place? They little build up to Kimu and Makuta's duel. So
It
yeah,
was
it's
cool. I mean, it was really cool.
yeah. I think it did quite a bit of world building. I think Ryder wrote the graphic novel also, like he just did the script for that. But the third chapter book is phenomenal. I really enjoy it. It's probably my favorite media that came out of Generation 2 because it gives exposition. It gives a lot of detail about the villains actually for once, and more shine. I mean, the Toa were basic. They're kind of just themselves. But I'm seeing go on a different quest that was not seen outside of the book. It was really interesting, and I really enjoy that seeing Kolta and have that little side story with him getting revenge of the Toa, going back to his base. I think that was just, I don't know. I really liked it a lot. Very fun book to read, like the other ones are. But yeah,
I gotta indulge a little bit because I never actually read the second graphic novel, but I always wanted to read it. It always looked really cool because I was like, oh, world building, actually something that I want to see in G2, right? Um,
right.
but I remember there's one shot where I'm pretty sure I don't remember how the shop actually or how the shot is actually composed, but like I think he's holding the mask of ultimate power, or like it's behind him or something. I can't remember how the shot looks, but
Oh, like it gets alive or
yeah, and I really like the idea that the mask of ultimate power is a separate entity which is controlling Makuta. That's a lot more interesting to me than just having him become like evil, because that's really like generic.
but if like since Makuta created the mask and wanted he wanted to have power, want to be noticed, and it made sense of it.
I think I always saw Makuta making the mask as, again, this conversation really has like no crazy meaning because again, G2's canceled and we know that there wasn't a huge plan. Like they clearly didn't flesh too much of this out. But it's Jagiri and Agarak, I'm pretty sure, are old protectors. I think that was the explanation.
Yeah, they went over all the old protectors' names. Yeah, let's deal with the words of the ancient protector statues.
Yeah, those are old protector names, I think.
Yeah, but no, they show the statues of Hakimu and Makuta with the wording on the bottom, and you can easily tell that's what they say, especially when you see the statue of Hakimu, but Makuta missing his head.
Mm.
Yeah, no, they had all the. That's interesting though.
Yeah, no, but I really do like the names of I really do like the idea of the fact that, Makuta would have been, he's just a little motivated. He just wanted to prove to everyone that he was doing something, like he wanted to prove that he could actually do something interesting. Um but then, the mask kind of took control of him. It's like the ring. He just kind of like took over him and like corrupted him. But I like the idea that the mask was so powerful that it became its own entity. That's what I was going to do for one of my Bionicle series. Actually, I was going to have it so that the mask was actually an individual person, and that Makuta was just being used as like a puppet.
Oh, Meep said that maybe the master control was controlling Makuta to set entity's bidding and to give the entity's mind into Makuta's body. But it doesn't. Makuta's always worn the mask of control, and he was still a good guy at that time. So I don't know. I think he'd be in control of how to use the mask. If this user doesn't.
Well, I think about it like this, right?
Right.
I don't think the Mask of Control has anything to do with that. I think the Mask of Control is just like what, that's his mask, right? I don't think it like was a downfall for him. I think him creating the Mask of Ultimate Power was a thing. I think I think the Mask of Ultimate Power just took over as that was just his control. Makuta made a deal with the Skull Raiders before the Moop.
That's true. Yep.
Did he?
Yeah, it was in the third chapter book. So he had a little plan going on. He's like, "I'll give you a part of this if you work for me," and I gotta reread it.
What did he want? That's what I'm trying to remember. Like, what is he making a deal with? That's what I'm confused.
Good question. I'm not too sure myself. I didn't think about that.
Because that's a really specific thing. Like, if I knew what he was going after, maybe he wanted, like, I don't know, maybe he wanted, well, I don't know. Because maybe he was making the Mask of Ultimate Power still. I have no idea. We don't know how long he was making the mask for. It could have been years.
Yeah, or probably like 5 minutes.
G2 storyline is frigged though, because like it was literally like 1,000 years of nothing happening, and that's a long time. So that's what Bionicle does a lot, though. They like to just throw around big numbers because it's like, whoa, that's cool. It's like, oh, okay. Anyhow, though, that's a little.
I'm gonna find. I guess I'd look back at it, but hope I can get back to that another time.
Yeah, this is rambling of a madman here. I have a lot of frustrations with G2.
Yeah, we're all good. But what else? I mean, that's really. I think we've really came up to G2's cancellation. So
yeah, we got a Gil.
Well, we did get a Gil. I have a Gil built, and it's fun little.
It's cool. I'm glad. I'm glad it was a thing. It wasn't very accessible. Sadly, it was kind of hard to get your hands on. But
yeah, there is.
They were really bad with exclusives. That was something Bionicle was always really well known for, but they did a really poor job with the exclusives. And they did a really bad job with the exclusives in G2. Like we got what? We got the hero pack, which was cool.
Oh, that was the Yahoo mask and the
yeah.
We
got the Comic-Con Trans How, which is a cool thing. We got also, is a Gil dead? I'd say no.
Oh, you're right. Is it Gil went inside a Akimu and just freaking disappeared?
Akimu nuked everything.
Yeah.
Did he even do anything? I don't even think he did anything. I think he just
he didn't. It didn't work at all.
That was terrible.
And we don't even see freaking a Gil come back. It's just Akimu turns.
Right. I think that's the biggest problem. I think he might have just frigged off to the land of light or whatever.
Yeah, it's on vacation.
I really wish someone. I don't think as far as I'm aware, I don't think anyone really has tried to continue G2's story beyond 2016.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's he got the Toa unstuck. Oh, okay, fair enough.
That's true.
But I mean, you didn't you thought an attack like that would be a lot more effective.
He was planning to get rid of Boomerang too, not just free the Toa, but
it was lame. It was really lame because he doesn't even do anything. He just kind of frigs off, and then Golly's the one in the Shadow Realm for some reason.
And the stupid thing about that is that if Makuta knew about the prophecy and how Golly was meant to come there and find out about everything, then you probably should have been at that tomb where she found all the markings to stop.
You probably should have destroyed you should probably have covered it up or something.
Rambling on to where he had thousands of years to tell his men, today's the day where I become a god.
Prophecies are so stupid. Okay, prophecies can be really poorly handled. I get that there's a prophecy in G1 too. I get that. But the prophecy is really it's so basic that it doesn't it doesn't tell everything how it's going to happen. It just says this will happen and this will happen, but it's not super specific.
Right.
This prophecy literally shows everything that happens. It is ridiculous, and it's so stupid. Akimu knows about the prophecy, and I get that you can't tell anybody about the prophecy. Well, whatever, it's in the code or whatever. I don't care, but still, Makuta knew about this the entire time. Why was he? And he was acting like he was going to change things.
It's he knew about it for thousands of years. If you knew about that, then he would have been right there waiting for God. Hey, I don't think so.
He didn't have a plan. He just literally was hoping that it wouldn't happen. Maybe.
I just don't think the writers or anyone else cared.
No, I don't think they cared. That last episode is so poorly written. It's so poorly rushed. It's not that the writers don't care. It's just that Lego was okay, you need to wrap this up. It's lame, and I wish the Mask of Time came into it a little bit more. That would have been fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got the 3D printed one. I don't have it out right now. It's in my Brick Fair back.
It was so cool seeing it in the graphic novel. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, especially it was as everyone was like, "We're gonna get in a set, and we're gonna get it the third year, I believe." And
I just wish. I mean, come on, it would have been so it would have been a really nice setup for the year. An ideal setup for 2017 would have been if they. I've talked about this many times, but if they could continue it, here's what I would want, right? Have the ending go pretty much the same way that it does, except get rid of the stupid prophecy stuff. Just get rid of all that. Have Makuta actually manage to break out of the Shadow Realm, like have him materialize or whatever like that. Umrak can die or whatever. He can get turned back to his other form. Just kind of have him off of the sidelines, or even work for Makuta. Like that'd be fine. So you don't have to get rid of him for the next season. And then just have like Makuta try to take over Okoto for the final wave. That would be so cool. And then you can build up this really fun last wave. You could maybe give Makuta a new form. Like that'd be really interesting. But yeah, no, I'm sad. I'm really sad how it got towards the end. I think I don't know. I don't know who to blame. I don't know if I should blame Lego. I don't know if I should blame the modern day society.
Yeah, it's a lot different than it was now than it was back then with how Bionicle was becoming successful. It's technology today. Just it's very different. Marketing, everything. I guess that's not the greatest way to put it. But what was I gonna say? So Meep said this was interesting because I agree with this. He said he doesn't like how both years that the heroes would severely outnumber the villains, and I don't like that. I'm used to G1 with having the normal like lineup. I had to do some house legacy actually. I had to have Lost go against like one of the other Toa or
you introduced Axito.
And I had when the protectors face off Lost. That was Narmoto.
Yeah, you you had to build up the team a little bit because the team was pretty small.
Yeah, but I wish we got like even like I'm thinking of the Paraka 6, Roxy 6, Brock 6. It's just like throughout the whole way.
But it makes sense for a theme. Why would you want to have the heroes overrun the villains?
Yeah. I mean, like if you have Spider-Man 1-on-1, all right, that makes sense. Perfect. Sinister Six, that's fine. It's Spider-Man, but it's a comic. Right. It's completely different. But still,
I also do think that honestly, they had a really weird problem with their waves, where they would basically split it up by hero wave and villain wave. There was a really big disconnect for the fans, I feel, because like everyone wants their favorite heroes, but like the villains are kind of less desirable, right? Because like I don't know, they're just randos. You kind of want like what if the sets are older at that point, right? So it's just kind of a weird way to release the sets. I kind of wish they interlace the sets in between the years. Try to make some more, like, I don't know, give us half the Toa in like 2015 winter and the other half. I'm just thinking of ways that they could improve the release, because I didn't mind it too much, but I do think that there was a weird like way that they did it. I don't know what else to say. I mean, G2, I really like talking about the early days of G2, but when I get to the later days, I just get really mad because I don't know. I think they goofed up big time. All we can really think about is what G2 could have been. It could have been amazing, but
fortunately,
we got a solid wave. I mean, we got a solid line, Overall, we got some really good sets. I can't complain about that, but it was killed too early.
Yeah.
Sorry to bum everyone else out.
That's all good, man. It's
probably by everyone, I mean probably just one person watching right now.
Just look at the rest of the comments. Not much right now, but yeah. We're back full circle, and here we are at the end of the road. But hey, I don't know if the Bionicle's still around. That would have been great, but I think it's been a lot better without it. To be honest with you,
I do think it has paved a way for more unique, interesting content. Because think about us, none of us would have started, like, none of us would have continued working on our series without.
I really didn't see a foreseeable future. I've been thinking about like not talking to Renzo anymore. Of course, I was keeping that in mind, but just like making like that's all I was mainly. It was a month after I made my Bionicle series, and I was like, oh. So I was like, what do I do now? And I just and I still trying to work on it today. But yeah, here we are.
It definitely didn't help, But it
Yeah.
did help at the same time because honestly, I mean, if Bionicle was still going, I don't think I would be working on Renzo. I think, because I think because there was nothing there, right? I had more inclination to actually work on something different, right?
Right.
If Bionicle was still going, I'd probably be trying to make a Bionicle series. But I'm glad. I'm in some ways it's really twisted, but I'm glad that it ended because it gave me a chance to kind of, it gave me some great parts. It gave me some fun ideas, and it gave me a platform to talk to my friends on, to meet great people. And I think that overall, that's what I thank G2 for. I don't hate G2 because of what it did. I hate G2 for what it ended up becoming. It just died off at the end, and that was the biggest shame, unfortunately, is that it didn't last very long. Um, that was my least favorite part. It was really hard to see a theme that I really liked just go away like that. Um,
Out of nowhere.
yeah, completely out of nowhere. Um, it was the worst way to handle a cancellation of all time, I think.
Yeah, I never been
It
more
was a punch in the
shocked
gut.
at that. Yeah, it was. It was just like it was so excited because they
We stayed up.
yeah, we
Watching
stayed
our
all
show.
night waiting for this huge thing and then waking up with disappointment the next morning.
I really wish companies were more transparent about this because,
Yeah, I wish they would announce that beforehand for
like,
releasing the
they
episode.
announce that things aren't going good. Like, you can prepare people.
I don't know. I'm not gonna grind on it now, obviously, but it's
It would be like, I don't know, if it would be like if the day you put out HL10 you announced that it was canceled, right?
yeah.
That would be rough.
What the heck's wrong with you? You know,
The
it's like
ending of JTO kind of was just a spit in the face. You were like, "What?"
yeah, it
They didn't
was.
even have Narmoto. They brought Izator in for some reason.
Which that doesn't make any sense, and it's the same
That
voice.
it was so weird. Like, I was like, "Oh, there's Izator. That makes me happy." But I was so like confused. It was just weird. They didn't. It was so poorly handled because the series starts off with Narmoto. He's talking, right? That makes sense.
Fire again, the more exposition. Storm, that's awesome. He got Spider-Man PS4. Mama
Nice. That's
swimming.
great. It's a great game.
Yeah. But going back into it with yeah, I don't know why that was another lazy thing. I don't think it may have been the company's fault, the animation company. It's something Volt. I don't remember exactly.
They were rushed. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's not their fault completely. They were rushed.
That's true. I mean, it's not that they're just the company that produces it, so
Right.
it, or makes the
Could
animation.
they have made a
Obviously,
better show? Maybe, but also Lego's restrictions, or not specifically Lego, whatever. The show's restrictions to not have a full season of a show, to not have a proper full season. I don't know I don't know whether to blame the showrunners or Lego for, like, I don't know if Lego issued like 4 episodes. I don't know. They spent their budget on freaking golden masks, so
yeah.
they had no idea what to do.
To this day, that is some of the dumbest stuff I've marketing or anything else I've ever seen, especially for what it was for, like the contest of what you had to do to win that. Taking pictures of like whatever looked like a Bionicle mask or like robot face. That was it. Like I said, should have been some kind of big building competition, like we did with JTO Makuda. But nope.
Okay, we're getting too heated. We gotta.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not getting mad, but I'm just thinking that it's just stupid.
It's frustrating. It really is.
But it's just you can just look back on it and
It's like if think about it like this. It's like if they were doing Bionicle 2002, right? And then it just canceled out of nowhere. Just imagine that. It's completely. They developed some of the characters while some of them were kind of left out of the character development, and then kills all the main characters except like two main characters left. It just, they don't even have proper development. Again, I really think Lego needed to invest in a proper Netflix show from the beginning. I think even if it wasn't the best written, if it had like 6 or even 8, I would hope. But like even if it had 6 episodes a season,
that would have been crazy.
they could have worked with that
It
because
was
they managed to tell a story in 2 episodes for 1 season. So,
but they made it so simple that they wanted like that's why it was short.
it's simple, and they don't even do anything with it. Like I feel like most of episode 1 in the actual show is just literally like walking around.
Yeah.
Again, they don't like do anything interesting with the characters. The acting is weird sometimes. Golly's voice actress is like really gross.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of her. I want to mention this because this is interesting. Meep said it develops some of the characters
Yeah, I
well,
read
some of them without development, and just kills all the main characters, keeps the two main characters left. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
store signs, TV commercials, put them before a movie, something. Even put them again. Commercials were a big part. They made
They were cool. I thought they were pretty cool, fun,
they
but
made what, 3
not
commercials?
well, not enough for G2, I think.
Did they make commercials for the Master Wave?
Yes, but they didn't make it for the 2016 Summer Wave.
Well, I'm trying to think. What was the commercial for the first wave? I can't remember.
It was just like the Toa, like you see the Lord Skull Spiders coming like a shadow, and you see him holding up the mass creation, and all the Skull Spiders.
Oh, I think I remember now. Okay.
Yeah, but we never got a commercial for the summer 2016 wave, which that would have been cool, but we never got that.
Yeah, no. The commercial for I really like the Umarak commercial that they did. That was really fun.
That was cool.
But again, they didn't. At least it's not the same actor as 2015. That's true. If Golly was a man, it would have been.
Wow, would be funny.
Yeah, no. I just think I honestly think it was very mishandled, and it's really disappointing because looking back, it really is just it was a colossal like mess. They really didn't know what they were doing. And that's not fair. It was something that people were really excited for, and I don't think it was at all treated well. And I think that it's Lego's fault. At the end of the day, it's completely Lego's fault for screwing this up. I don't think you can blame the fans. I do think the market is different nowadays. It's definitely harder to sell this kind of stuff nowadays.
Oh yeah, I don't see as many Lego commercials anymore at all.
Oh yeah, well Lego has a certain market, right? It's Star Wars.
Right.
Star Wars and licensed stuff. I mean, the Stranger Things set probably.
But yeah, I'm just saying that because sorry to interrupt, but I just want because no one really watches TV more, see the streaming channels. I don't even watch television at all.
Right.
But, no, it's just
yeah, you guys don't have cable.
No, but I haven't had it in a long time. It's having streaming shows. I just don't watch television in general. I mainly just watch movies and I just have Netflix for that or anything else or DVDs. But yeah, go ahead.
When they allowed for the story to be interesting, it was interesting. When they allowed Ryder Windham to actually write like characters, it was interesting. I'm glad they got rid of the no romance thing. That was stupid. I never liked that about G1. I never understood why they did that. I really like because that's so unnatural, right?
Yeah,
it feels so weird. And then that's why Thatch's series basically just kind of craps on that whole philosophy. Like he does not care about that rule at all. He's like whatever. But no, I like how there were like the genders or whatever for the tribes were cool. Kavoda being like an earth female like leader of a village is really cool. That was a really cool idea.
Kavoda is the protector of water.
Yeah. Did I say Kavoda? I meant to say Korgot.
Yeah, no, you said Kavoda, but it's all good.
I meant to say Korgot. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Ryder Windham should have been the lead for the story. Even though he writes books, I think he probably would have brought a lot more life to the show, to everything. But again, Lego didn't really care. They just kind of had their, they didn't have enough money. They didn't really think about supporting this theme properly. So, yeah. Jesus.
Sorry, guys. No, I didn't really hear it. I don't think anyone else did. But yeah, it's
Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry for being so negative, guys. Hopefully you can bring in some positivity, Okoto.
All right.
I'll be right back.
It's part of the discussion. That's why it's kind of like, that's why G2 has a lot of problems, and this is what it kind of brings up, especially G2 more than G1. Meep said, going back to G1, I wish they would have continued because 2010 was supposed to be robotic dinosaurs. I know I was saying that earlier, and I was like, please, I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see more of the story serials and just like getting Bionicle dinosaurs. Oh my god, would have been the coolest thing ever. But it wasn't meant to be because I understand with 2009, like a lot of people were not a big fan of Bar Magna because it was such a story shift, but it made sense. I thought it made sense. I like 2009 because 2008 was like the big finale. That was like the finale for the Matori universe story, and I think it was just like crossing over. We had Matanui, he was a character we've always wanted to know about more, but he kind of had no memory at all, and then until he really discovers about himself. But I really enjoyed 2009. So I think it would be continued, as I know we were going to get another movie with Matanui going on a journey with the car and Kina and freaking whatever the little gimp's name is that goes around with them.
Eric's.
Jesus, I can't believe you remember his name.
Eric's I remember because he's like, I'm a collector. I collect.
Yeah, Barracks.
And he was voiced by Matanui, not Matanui. He was voiced by
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Also Surge, Hero Factory. Also Ratchet and Clank from Ratchet and Clank.
No, you know more than I do with that.
Also, so.
2010 was supposed to be the Elemental Lords. That was gonna be I seen the concept art for that, and it would be really cool. I went a little bit talking about G1. I heard me. 2001, yeah. Still, we were gonna get, Bionicle dinosaurs, so that would have been really cool. But unfortunately, we didn't.
Well, I'm glad they canceled it before the sets just stopped selling, because that would have been really gross.
Yeah, gross. I like that.
I think honestly, like I would not have wanted to, because I don't think if they continued, they would not have the chance to bring it back. So, and I'm glad they brought it back.
I'm glad too. For what it was worth.
For what it was worth, a lot of it sucked, but hey, at least they did a good job overall trying to wrap it all. They I don't know. They gave us decent sets. That's the best I could ask for.
Yeah.
That was Bionicle G2 though. It was just like, it was like a freaking, it was like a cool looking train wreck. I don't know.
If for whatever Bionicle were ever to come back, I would obviously, and I think Renzo, I can probably vouch for you or say this, we would obviously support it, like anyone else really would. If it's even possible, I think anything is really possible. We've been getting, like, with movies these days, we're getting movies that I would never expect. We got Clutch Powers back, people. We got Lego Clutch Powers back. Now it's like I wanted him to. We've got a Lego minifigure of him. So when I see that, I really think anything is possible. So I think some way, somehow, I think Bionicle one day could return.
It's going to come back in some way, whether it's whatever the heck freaking
form of media or, if it's doing. Yeah, but right now it doesn't seem too possible, not to let anyone in streams out, because CCBS, because last year we had our final CCBS Star Wars wave. We were going to get a summer wave, and that never happened.
That was really sad. I was really upset by that.
We were going to get the 501st Walker, and I was so hyped for that, and the Battle Droid. All the new pieces we would have gotten from that. Thanks, Lego.
That was really hard to deal with. That was like, yikes.
We were hyped. I'm not lying. We were like, oh my god.
It was literally everything. I mean, if anyone knows, I really, really like vehicles, especially because I always love the Bionicle vehicles. But yeah, no, I was looking forward to that, but oh well, that was canceled too. And it all kind of stemmed from probably Bionicle just not selling very hot. I think Lego just kind of assumed that, like, oh yeah, I guess people don't want this, which is a shame.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think I've said I've ranted a lot here. I've said a lot of words of praise, and I've also said
we've been going out for 2 hours now. So
no, that's why I want to wrap it up. I don't want to make people listen to my voice too much.
It's part, like I said, it's just part of what it is. It's a retrospective. It's a discussion. So it's part of it, and that's talking about this topic.
It's interesting. It really is interesting to get into.
I think that's why I think it would be fun. It was fun to talk about this tonight. Because
it's interesting because G2 doesn't have a lot to it. It's very minimum.
No, there's a lot of problems. That's why it's like you can go.
Right, that's the thing. All the problems kind of add up to a really long discussion, right?
Yep. But we want even longer if we like to, but yeah. Explorer asks, in your opinion, is Vizuna and Korga a canon ship, or did Korga really like? I don't know. I made fun of that a few times in my videos.
Yeah, that was an HL joke.
Yeah, it was, but then I got nowhere. I don't know. I didn't really see it as canon because it wasn't really, fleshed out. So I'm just thinking it was just hinted at.
Given more development or whatever, but yeah, no.
Yeah, that's it. That's really to it.
Maybe headcanon if you want, but whatever.
Up to you. It's up to you.
Up to you. Up to your own interpretation, mister.
Yep. Leave it at that.
Lego.
But that's G2.
That is Bionicle Generation 2. And by generation, it like 2 years.
What else can we say?
It was cool.
Yeah.
But it sucked.
I'm thankful that it happened, but also it's sad that it got canceled. But without it, a lot of stuff would not be possible for me and Renzo and many other people. But that's why I'm doing the stream tonight, obviously, because it marks 3 years since it was canceled.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna wrap this up in a couple minutes here, but if anyone has any more questions, feel free. It doesn't have to be exactly Bionicle, but if it is, that's cool. That's completely fine. I'd like to thank Renzo very much for joining me tonight. This is a wonderful discussion I had with you.
No problem, man.
It's always fun doing a stream. Now, I won't be doing streams as often, but I want to do it tonight, especially for this. And for anyone else, I said earlier, I'm going to Break Fair. I'm at my house. I live only like 2 hours away from Break Fair, so I'll be there on Thursday. So if you see me there, if you're there for exhibitor dates or public days, come say hello. I already made a video saying about it. I just want to say once again, throw it out there. But I want to thank you all for joining so much. And I'm just going to go to the comments here a couple minutes, and then we'll wind down and close the doors for the night. So, yeah.
I don't want to answer any big comments because I feel like I've talked too much tonight.
Oh, you're fine, man. Feel free. I'm just looking at
Lego's fault that G1 was canceled since 2006, most sets were pretty much the same build-wise. You can't just change a couple parts and expect it to sell. Lego started, yeah, that is kind of true in some way. I won't say that was Lego's fault. I just think the set designers just wanted to reuse the same like aspects.
Yeah, I think 2006 was the only year that really suffered duplicates because after 2007 proved that it could be like they can have its own unique builds, which the Baraki did, the Mari, and then going into 2008 where you had the Toa Fantoka and the Toa Mystica and that whole lineup. So definitely in 2009 the Clitorian and the Legends. So
I mean, they canceled it again. The whole reason why they keep in mind. It wasn't canceled due to poor sales. Bionicle G1 was necessarily canceled because of the fact that they were starting to get bad sales, so they canceled it prematurely so that they can save it. So they wanted to bring it back.
You know, I want to point something out too. People have such a problem with the later years of having being clone sets. The first couple of years of G1 were basically clone sets, except for like little modifications.
All the Mata were basically the exact same set.
The Nuva, the Metru, the Hordiga, they were all mainly clone sets.
Are worse because they all have like almost the exact same body structure.
Yeah, and just different heads and different weapons, and that was it. And it basically goes on for the Metru too, different mask and different Toa tools.
Well, the Metru, I'll actually say the Metru are a lot closer because all their builds are exactly the same.
Yeah. So I don't understand when people gripe about that. It's not like you're probably. I've heard other people talk about rambling on about that, but like the Nika definitely. But some of them were a bit different. Some of them had their, I don't know. You can leave it up to interpretation for yourself. At least the Nika had different foot pieces or something else, outside color scheme. But
I think the only clone set that G2 ended up having was probably Mellum. Oh yeah, clone protectors kind of, but they at least had their own different changes here and there.
Yeah, different.
But Mellum and Tarak were close.
Oh, very close.
But at least Mellum was sold in a 2-pack, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Rakshi, Vaki, Vizorak. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's all I have to say.
Same here. Is there any more questions that you guys have? We're gonna run it in like a few minutes here, but
leave them here and will not read them.
Ow. I will try to read them as I'm not good at always reading comments, but yeah.
Okay, I love reading comments. It's like my favorite thing.
They are fun. I just don't get to read everybody's. I like to when I was on with Thatch, I read every single comment when I was on there, but I'm on here, I get in discussion, I'm listening, I'm like, oh, gotta read the comments. And it's say that.
My computer's gonna die soon.
Oh God. All right. Well,
yeah, it lasted for the whole stream, which was nice.
That's good. I guess there's not any more comments coming in. So
I'm not seeing anything. Oh, no.
Wrap it up here. So once again, thank you very much, everybody, for joining tonight's stream. Like I said, I'm going to Brick Fair, so if you see me, say hi, and I will too. And I'm going to be obviously recording everything at Brick Fair. So expect that'll probably be my next video as soon as I get back. Probably next week. I'm trying to do maybe some more uploads here. I'm trying to do more uploads on the channel again. I've uploaded a couple of videos. I used to have like a schedule, like videos I'm going to make. Well, I'm just swinging it. I'll make a video when I make a video. That's what I'm just going to go with. I have a couple ideas. House Legacy 10 is like my main video I want to finish. And I'm going to talk about that another time when there's more completed to it. So thank you, Neep, for joining. Thank you for asking amazing questions and being a nice contribute to the discussion here tonight, and also to Explodinator and everyone else like Storm and Thatch and a lot of the people. So I just want to thank you all.
Everyone who tuned in.
Yes, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I would like to do a stream another time, but I'm not going to go crazy. No offense,
like me.
They're fun. I like doing live streams a lot, but I like hanging out, but just having like a whole topic revolved around what we're doing. I like to have that. It's like a real civilized. It's more like a main thing going on. And yeah, that's all I have to say pretty much. Renzo, you got any last words before I close?
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you, Renzo, once again.
Thanks for having me on, my friend.
I hope to have you on more streams, and I think I will in the future. So
like that.
That will be all. And thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, French boy.